Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by
Three-person podcast.
I'm Gus.
Oh, I'm Gavin.
I was going to do that with my hand. I'm Barbara.
I'm Burnie.
I'm Gus.
And I'm Gavin.
So yeah, I had faith last week. Gavin showed up at the last second. I was like, I had faith he would be here. And
So what's he doing?
He's
doing
not
like
here.
one of them like video game yuck-em-ups they
He
do?
must be.
Is he over
one
there
of
doing
those
that? What's he doing?
What's a yuck-em-up?
Just, what's the
that
name?
term
Let's
like
Play.
the
Is it Let's
1940s?
Play?
Yeah, he's doing a Yuckamuck. That's our other YouTube channel.
That's our new brand name for
YouTube.com/Yuckamuck.
it. Video game yuck-em-ups.
Hey, tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So
I made Barbara a Valentine.
what?
Oh,
I don't get a
yeah.
Valentine?
No,
I'm kind of nervous as to what it says.
make sure you read it to everyone.
It says, throw me a bone. Barbara, I hope you get fucked. Smiley face. Gus.
That was so when they show the pre-show before this for the video version of the podcast, the guys in the recording booth, they love to get in front of the camera and yuck it up. But
Yuckamuck.
we have the stupidest conversations here, and I walked on set, and I even said to Barbara, we had a discussion about. I told her to get fucked. She goes, "No, that's tomorrow." So Valentine's Day is like it's solid. It's like 100%. You're gonna have sex on Valentine's
If
Day.
I don't, I'll be very disappointed.
To
To me, it's not Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's D.
what else is like that?
It's a good one.
What is like the surefire? You're gonna have sex days. Valentine's Day is one of them.
Mondays.
Mondays is another one. You even have your evenings free now that the podcast
I do.
has moved forward.
It's too bad that every production at this office has encompassed my boyfriend.
Encompassed him. Oh,
Yeah.
I saw him on a production that started shooting today, which I don't know if I can say the name of, but I saw him working on that. I'm very
Yeah,
excited to see him
he's-
working on that project.
Working on a bunch of projects right now.
He's working on a bunch of projects right now.
Yeah.
He really is.
He's not working on the Barbara project though.
He's not. The Barbara Gets Laid project, which I'm going to have to dedicate some of his time to that.
So what happens? So do you like? Is it good to the point where you don't see him for a while?
Yeah.
You were just on vacation with him.
Yeah, but we were sharing. We got the short end of the stick because
Oh, really?
Oh,
the
how short.
so we were we were in New
Better like
Zealand.
next boyfriend.
We took a group trip to New Zealand with about 15 of us,
Fuck.
and we were at an Airbnb that slept 14.
Miles was the 14th wheel in that scenario.
Yeah, Miles and Blaine teamed
Oh,
up.
that's right, 'cause
They were
Blaine's
a
girlfriend
couple.
wasn't
and
there.
then Will came for a few days, so he just slept on the couch. But the way they selected who would get to pick which bed
Oh, please.
was in order of people signed up for the trip.
So-
but since I was asked to go to Sydney so late in the game, obviously I was last.
That's bullshit. So they did that for every place where you stayed?
No, just for the Airbnb
Okay.
for the week in New
Oh,
Zealand.
but you guys had one location where you stayed.
Yeah.
You guys moved around a lot for this thing.
Yeah, but we only had one Airbnb.
Let me guess who was at the top of the choosing beds list.
Guess away.
I can guess too.
Go ahead,
Bethany.
Bethany.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
to be fair, Bethany and Nadia, who's Josh's girlfriend,
Right.
They planned.
Well, she's
and-
much more than that.
Oh yeah,
but-
she's much more than that. But just so the audience would be familiar with who she
Gotcha.
was, they planned the whole trip, so they should get first pick.
Yes, but also there has to be an acknowledgement. So what does that mean for you?
There
Did
should
you
be
end up
a-
in a closet, or did you end up like in a bed next to somebody else in a bed?
There should have been a random draw.
We ended up in a room.
Not if you organized the event, you would totally put yourself first. Don't you fucking deny
It's
it.
true.
You know
yeah,
you would.
but everyone else should be in a random draw.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say anything because
After Bethany and Josh's girlfriend, then, then everyone else
Nadia's a lovely
is
person.
in the mix.
So where were you Where were you staying? Where were you sleeping?
There was a room in the basement
Go ahead.
that had 3 beds,
So far, it's hot.
2 double beds and 1 single bed. And me and Aaron ended up in one of the double beds. That was, I think, made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get to test the beds beforehand?
Nope.
Just like
This is our bed.
pull the Goldilocks
And Miles was going to be in that room with us. It was me.
in the single bed.
In the single bed. It was me, Aaron, Lawrence, and his girlfriend Stephanie.
Okay.
And it was going to be Miles in there. But he decided to take his mattress up to where Blaine was. Blaine was sleeping in a closet that was bigger than our room.
That's all he needs.
Yeah.
It's good.
And so they shared the space up there, and we were left, all 4 of us, in the basement. So, moral of the story is we couldn't bone.
You could. You could.
How?
You absolutely could.
You just do it like on the sly. Just go, sup, and then you have sex very quietly, which I have done before. In college, I had sex with my girlfriend. We were on a trip when, it was like a university function, and I had sex with her, and there was another one of our friends was sleeping in the next bed, and I've always wanted to ask her all these years later. You were awake, weren't you? You could tell. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure she could.
I've fooled around in a bed where there was other people in the same room.
They know.
before.
They always
oh,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
think you're
always
being quiet and sly, but you're not.
Yeah.
There's no possible way to do that. Because everyone hears something. Whether it's like a...
You're never as quiet as you think you are. You're never quite as quiet.
I don't know. Maybe some people are heavy sleepers. I'm a heavy sleeper.
See, no, that's a secret. You get stuck in a bed in the sleeping arrangement you don't want. Just adopt the strategy that Gus and I have, which is snore like a motherfucker. Then nobody will be in your room the next night.
I'm still using that Snore Lab app. I peaked it. Was it last night or the night before?
What's Snore Lab?
It's a thing that I found that you put it on your iPhone, you put it on your nightstand or in the bed with you, and when it hears you snoring, it kicks on and records it. So we have recordings of Gus's snoring.
Oh, wow.
So this is
and
Tuesday.
it charts it for the day.
You can see I was up in the Epic.
Yeah, it does. So what he's showing is he's showing a chart that. Get the speakers up there, dude.
Oh, God.
See?
That's 2:20 in the morning.
Oh, poor Esther.
Lawrence and Steph are they're out the door the next day. They're like, we're going to sleep next to this.
Well,
stuff.
I don't want to out anybody, but one person in that couple snored.
Oh, really?
Very loud, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And so you're sleeping in a room with somebody else who's snoring?
Yep. And we're also in the same room as where the washer and dryer were, and everyone was doing their laundry that whole week.
Fuck me.
So while we were trying to sleep, we had snoring, we were sleeping on a piece of cardboard, and we had the dryer going, making the
How was
room
everyone doing
really
laundry? They didn't take enough clothes?
I guess not.
No, let me tell you something. The holy grail of any international trip, because usually when you travel internationally, you end up being gone for like a week or two at least.
Yeah.
If you can find a washing machine
yeah.
halfway through your trip on an international trip, it's the greatest thing ever.
I think it's also the idea of not having to take dirty clothes home with you.
I don't know
which
what
is a-
what's that about?
Well, it just stinks up everything in your luggage.
Yeah.
When I was down there, Esther and I, we also went to New Zealand. We bought 44 pounds worth of chocolate that we brought back.
Do you have to
We had
declare
a
that?
suitcase that was just filled with
So
chocolate.
you brought an empty suitcase for that.
No, we took a big suitcase that we really didn't need. I took a big suitcase. She took a small one. Then when we were ready to come back, we just emptied all stuff out of the small, the carry-on, into the big one, and then just used the smaller one for chocolate.
And you were still under the weight limit, I guess. Is this 50 pounds?
Yeah, actually, when I got to the airport to come back, they made me weigh the carry-on, and it was 20 kilograms. And the woman goes, "Have you already checked in?" I go, "Uh-oh, yeah." She goes, "What airline are you flying?" I go, "United." She goes, "Oh, okay, you can go ahead."
You're fine.
I guess if it was Air New Zealand, I would have had to
they have, more
checked it, or
strips.
I would have had to pay more for it.
That's a heavy bag,
But
dude.
so I have a bit of a travel question for you. You've got your big suitcase that you check, and then the smaller one that you can take on the plane, right?
Right.
You get two carry-ons, normally a personal item, and then the other one, the kind that has the wheels and that you can pick the handle up on. What do you call that?
I call it a carry-on bag.
Do you have any other names for it?
I literally call it my carry-on. It's a
I think
rolling
it's
bag.
Have you ever heard it referred to as a rollerboard?
Never heard it as a rollerboard.
I've
ever.
seen that being referred to a rollerboard in airports
Okay.
or by a flight attendant.
Yeah, what I learned, what Esther told me this the other day, it's actually not rollerboard.
It's roll-aboard, I would
roll
think.
aboard.
Right.
It's a suitcase you roll aboard the plane.
Even when you said it, I immediately was like, it sounds like someone's messing up the title for that thing.
Yeah, I always said rollerboard. Now I feel like a complete fucking idiot.
No, you should.
It's
yeah.
a roll aboard.
It totally makes sense.
Now I could only call it a rollerboard because of you. It's going to be all your fault. So you guys also went to New Zealand, right?
Right. By the way, I want to say something about the check bag real quick, though. We always give people advice on travel because we travel a lot, Barb. You have to check a bag when you travel internationally. You almost always have to.
Yeah.
So one of the things I have is global entry. Global entry is kind of a waste if you check a bag. Honestly, it is.
Why?
Because you don't have to talk to a customs agent. It costs $100 to get it. You got to go through an interview process. But Ashley doesn't have it, but I have it. So I was like, I want to try this, see how fast it is. It's super fast, and then I get to the luggage carousel to wait, way before anybody else.
And you have
Yeah,
to still
but
go
at
through
least-
that security.
At least you're not in that line. That's the thing I don't like. When that
The
line's
customs line?
really crowded, and you're sitting there with people who are stinky because they've been on a plane for 17 hours.
Yes.
You circumvent that part.
I don't think you know about the stink, though, at that point. You're acclimated
Yeah,
to
you're
the
part
stink.
of the stink.
Part of you.
When I came back in from my trip, I did global entry, and walked up to the machine. It was really crowded. All the machines were in use, so I had to wait. There was a small line, 3 people in line. Walked up to the machine. Then, the way it works is you put your passport in, it takes it in, it scans it, you scan your fingerprints. You answer some questions. So I go to put my passport in. And there's still a passport in there.
Get out of here.
And I look, and it's the guy had just walked away, and he's walking past the the customs agent. And I pull it out and I run to the agent. I'm like, hey, that guy, he left his passport. The agent looks at me. This is in the U.S. The agent looks at me and goes, "He'll be back."
Yeah.
I was like, he's right
What a
there.
piece of shit.
Probably he might not be, though, because he's not going to need it if he's a U.S.
Or
citizen.
he won't remember where he left it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's a dumb mistake.
What an asshole.
Yeah, and it's like you're at that point where like I haven't done global entry. Like I cannot cross that line.
Yeah.
Like I would get in trouble if I do anything.
I
I just had to hand it to that.
I
agent.
totally get it though, because I kind of leave stuff behind a lot. But nothing do I leave something behind as frequently as in a scanner. Like if I make a copy of something or do a scan in a flatbed scanner, I'm like 0 for 200 on remembering to take the thing out of the scanner.
Yeah, but with the passport scanner, you hold it in there.
It's true. I don't know how you would do that.
Also, I think I do a passport check once every 3 minutes when I'm traveling.
I do too. We Ashley and I did that on the Amazing Race.
Amazing
You were
Race.
going to say something though before I added on to Gus's story. Though.
Oh, for New Zealand.
Yeah.
So New Zealand is very strict about their like biohazard stuff. When you come in, you can't have any food, like nothing when you come into that country.
That's where they have the RTA dogs that find food.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
are just basically dogs.
So Aaron actually traveled to New Zealand from Austin, and he was meeting all of us there. We traveled from Sydney. He didn't know any of the information about where he was going.
Right.
So on his customs card, he didn't put an address. He just put Airbnb. And apparently that was cause for concern because he got pulled into, I think, about 2.5 hours of security.
Get out of here.
And they started Googling him. And they were like, Mr. Marquis, why is it that your IMDb page says you're 43, but your passport says you're 29? And he had to like try to explain that it was wrong. And
The
like,
audience is stupid.
they like penalized him. And he was, because of that, he was stuck in security for like 2.5 hours.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of gave me like a little bit of a hard time. Like when I was going into New Zealand, they were like, "Only here for 5 days. Why are you here for such a short period of time?" I was like,
What the fuck is
What?
it their business?
I was like, "Well, I was already in Australia." I was like, "I figured just hop over." And they're like, "All right, we'll let you in this time." I'm like,
What'd you put as your occupation?
filmmaker.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because they assume you're here to do
Oh.
a shoot and then leave, which is a huge industry.
I never
in
know
New
what to
Zealand.
put on that occupation
that
thing.
also might be why Aaron got
What should I
stopped.
put?
Ashley puts producer, which I think I might start doing as well.
Isn't that also like a film thing?
No, it totally is. I mean, just put your occupation. I never know, like, if I'm going to RTX Sydney, is that a business trip or is it?
Right, and they have a specific thing for convention on the Australia card.
Oh, yeah.
So I always put that.
I check that.
Yeah.
always put holiday.
You have to. We're
Always.
talking about when you land in a country, they give you this sheet of paper you have to fill out. Gavin and I had an RT life where I was trying to fill mine out in Japan, and I accidentally grabbed a thermometer from the quarantine section. I thought it was a
Right.
pen on a chain. Ugh. So, yeah, one of the best things you can do on an international trip, too, is have a pen. Just
I keep a pen in my backpack all the time specifically for that reason.
because you feel like a kid in school again where you don't have to be, can I borrow your
They
pen?
have a pan. Pencil?
People always ask to borrow my pen on the fucking plane.
So I promise we won't talk about travel the entire time, but Gus, how pissed were you now that you have to carry 2 sets of headphones when you go on a plane? You have to have your Bluetooth headphones.
No.
What?
I've talked about this before. I have my Bose headphones that have a Bluetooth adapter that I can put them in, or I can put in the 3.5 millimeter.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I go either way. One set of headphones, and I can either use my phone or the in-flight entertainment.
Yeah, but those aren't earbuds. Those are like massive fucking headphones.
Yeah, because I don't like earbuds. I like the over-ear
I like the over-ear
cans.
too.
Yeah,
Well, I
Especially
like them
for
too, like-
planes.
but for travel, it sucks carrying that thing around.
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it feels bad.
You wanna
So
go-
Gavin's literally not going to show up for the podcast.
I mean, have you messaged him?
I did.
Has he responded?
Nope.
Does someone want to go check Achievement Hunter?
The way it normally works to pull the veil back is normally I forget to program the podcast until like Saturday, and then I send out a group text message to everyone asking if they want to be on it. And Gavin was the first to reply. He immediately replied saying, "Yeah, I can do a podcast."
But where is he
Apparently
today?
not.
And Burnie replied with a drawing that says, "Yes, fuck you." And it's got like a little frowny face. And then Bob replied, "Yeah."
One of my favorite things in the world to do is now use that handwriting message thing on the iPhone because nobody else uses it. And I just love to like write little messages.
I
to
love
people.
writing inappropriate things that you could never ever share with anybody.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you
this
did
is-
that also in that message. I skipped over that part.
There's a big YouTube scandal going on right now, which we'll come back to later. But it was about somebody's DMs got released from a famous YouTuber.
Oh fuck! Their
And-
Twitter DMs.
Let's just say, yes, that their DMs were a little bit off-brand for this particular YouTube star. But I've always said that if people are like delete your browser history, if you die somewhere, it's like delete my browser history. Mine is erase my DMs with Barbara, because if that ever leaks, we send the most crass messages to each other. It's
Yeah.
just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I'm going to hell probably
Probably.
if I believed in it, which I
I
don't.
should post the one about that I post. And it's just random bullshit too.
I also send you a lot of like very unflattering photos
Yes, you do.
that I would never want anywhere on the internet. Even though there's a lot of those on the internet already of me. I feel like I'm not
Here's one
gonna
right
do
here.
any good.
There's one right there. I would share that one. Do you want to show it?
You could, yeah.
All right, can we zoom in on that?
Give someone a little taste.
Let me make sure I'm not showing anything weird here. Okay. That's
Zooming in.
it's basically just the most unattractive photos possible
They're pulling it
of
out.
Babs. Look at that. But there's like a random conversation is me messaging her randomly on Saturday night at 9 p.m. I say, "You'll never guess what I just found." And she goes, "What did you find?" And then I just sent her a picture of Waldo, and I said, "Have a great weekend, cocksucker." She goes, "You son of a bitch."
Oh, I'm so excited.
We just have the dumbest. I have the dumbest DM chain with Barbara or instant message chain. So I just hope somebody deletes that if anything goes wrong. But
I'll do it.
We got to talk. This is not necessarily travel.
Oh, I was going to bring this up.
We got to talk about the United Airlines pilot who lost
Oh,
her
God.
fucking mind. Allegedly.
Something was going on. Like she has personal problems or something was happening in her life.
She was going through a divorce.
Yeah,
Among other things.
there had to have been something else that
Caused
was
by
pushing her
Donald
over
Trump
the
and
edge.
Hillary Clinton, according to her.
Yeah, apparently she came on the plane in civilian clothes, asked or said that she didn't vote for Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton,
Yeah, because they're both liars.
and then made people take a vote on whether or not she should put on her uniform.
And
or not.
informed them all she was getting a divorce as well.
And inform them
Yeah.
that she's getting divorced.
They did not let her fly the plane. I think I would instantly be getting off that plane.
There was one line in the article that you sent me. I sent it to you, I think, Sunday, just when it happened. I sent it to you going, "Yikes," is all I wrote on Twitter. And then there was clarification later. You sent me an article that went into great detail over what happened. And there was one line in that entire article which was, United sent an apology letter even though many passengers had left the plane out of concern for their safety.
Why even though?
I don't know. It's along those lines of like,
Shouldn't they be apologizing, especially if people left the plane?
I guess so. Or they made like an announcement on the plane that they were sorry about it, even though I just like the idea that like so many people were like, "I'm out of here. I am not
Smart people.
I am not getting on this plane. I'm not flying away."
She would have
what
absolutely
do you
crashed
think
that plane.
her co-pilot was thinking? Like, what the fuck?
You know what her co-pilot was probably thinking was, "Thank God." Because that co-pilot probably flies with her all the time. And that's not like, hey, I'm going to walk into work today. I'm going to try something crazy. That is like, she's probably going through this steady descent that led to that point.
Is that a plane
And,
pun?
and the co-pilot's like, look, somebody's got to talk to this lady. You know, it's oh, look who's
Wow.
running in.
20
I hear the
minutes late.
pitter-patter of British feet. Everybody, welcome to the podcast, Mr.
Gavin
Gavin Free.
Hey.
Oh yeah, it's a 5 now.
So,
Fix your calendar.
Let's play again.
Fix your calendar. I send it to you every week.
What's up, Gab?
That's the other part. After I text message everyone and they confirm, I send them a calendar invite
Could
so it
you-
shows up on everyone's calendar.
Could you recreate what you just did in Achievement Hunter when you realized it was the podcast?
Well, it's being recorded. I was in the middle of a let's play, and then I got up, bolted. Now I'm here.
So is there going to be a Let's Play that comes out where you just get up and run out in the middle
Yeah.
of it? What can you say what the game is?
Hitman.
Hitman.
Oh.
You left a Hitman
kinda
Let's
your
Play.
thing,
I
too.
feel honored.
Well, I'm not going to finish up, am I? I'm late.
Oh, it's so nice. Okay, Barbara, would you mind handing me one of those fireman beers?
You think? Yeah.
Fireman?
So like the
cheer beers are
co-pilot,
gone
the
now.
co-pilot is like, he's glad, he or she is glad that they are not the one who has to be stuck for 4 hours listening to this
Right.
in the cockpit.
Right.
Like,
I mean, they tend to fly together, right, in teams.
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I was assuming too much about airline pilots.
I feel like though the crews always stick together though. Like the flight attendants tend to work together often.
I don't know. enough
But you
about
know,
it.
like Cindy's in the pilot's lounge, and in comes Bill. She's like, "Hey, what'd you fly with today?" He's like, "I flew with Nancy."
That
And
bitch
Cindy's
cray.
like, "Oh shit, I flew with Nancy last week. She's still doing that thing about Trump."
still getting that divorce? Yikes.
Yeah, It's
Still
like-
wearing her clothes.
She had the whole time her approach, she's like, "I'm gonna get on the intercom. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." I'm like,
The people are going to support me. They're going to say I can fly the plane in civilian clothes. What would happen if you got on a plane and you look in the cockpit and the pilot's just like wearing whatever, like a graphic T-shirt, like, "Hey, what's up?" You're like you suddenly lose all faith in the system.
Where-
Like,
Pair of
once that
sandals.
uniform's gone, everything is broken
It was
down.
Austin to where?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. So that's like a
Four
four
hour flight.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to wear that, though, because everyone's always like, oh, it's the pilot.
Well, she's
It's like a nice costume to wear.
clearly having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
occasionally in management, it's one of the hardest things you have to do. You have to let somebody go because they're not a good fit for the team. That
that
does
a
happen. It's a regular
hint?
thing.
Something.
No, it's not a hint at anything. 9 times out of 10, when you inform the rest of the team that you had to let somebody go, 9 times out of 10, the response is, okay. Like, they know because they work with that person all the time.
Yeah.
Very rarely it's like, hey, so-and-so was like, oh, like, what? How did that happen? Usually the rest of the team is like, thank fucking God.
Has that ever happened here? Like a shock firing?
I don't think so.
I-
A shock firing.
Like a firing where it was like,
I mean, if it had happened, we wouldn't really be able to talk about it anyway.
it's true.
That's one of the things that does come up. It's actually a good opportunity to talk about it because we're not talking about it during a specific conversation about somebody who used to work here. But what happens is when discussions do come up about somebody who no longer works at the company, and this is any company, not just Rooster Teeth, but especially for Rooster Teeth because there's a big megaphone that other person doesn't have, you will never hear the company say anything about the person who left or why they left or anything like that because it's not something that's done in business. And I think especially in entertainment because it's like you're broadcasting. It's like, oh, this person can't do X or they're lousy fit for this, you know? You won't see that. And I don't think we've ever done that anywhere. But sometimes we get accused of like trying to sweep something under the rug. It's like, no, we're just being professional and we
Yeah,
don't
you just
do
don't
that.
announce that.
Yeah. It's like, can you imagine if it would seem like the whole company was against somebody else? It would
Make
be
everyone
horrible.
look bad.
You know, and it's on some objective level, you have to realize it's kind of not fair. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So a lot of times, you know, people will. Guess what? Most people who used to work somewhere don't like that place when they no longer work there.
Or the people involved with that place.
Yeah. I mean, how many talk to your friends about jobs they used to have, and how many go, "Oh, I loved working there. It was great. That's
Do you
why I
think
left."
when you get fired that you'll have good memories of this place?
Nah.
Why would I get fired? Why do you think I'd get fired?
What could you get fired for?
A drug overdose.
What if you?
That's
Child porn.
What if we got?
Child porn.
What if we got like an intercom tannoy system, and you just kept talking over it all the time to like announcing?
What
it
if
to
you
the
showed
rooms?
up and said you're taking a vote on whether or not you should wear your normal clothes?
Yeah.
Or a pilot's uniform. You're like, why the fuck do you have a pilot's uniform?
I would get away with that, dude.
Okay.
I would get away with
so
that.
we
and
got to
stuff.
come up with something that you wouldn't get away with.
Physically
It's probably
assaulting another employee.
Cam girl releasing my DMs. Get to that in a minute.
Uh,
You know what I have to say?
What about spitting on someone and then headbutting them?
Probably that would do it.
Nah, you'd still get away with that.
Spitting and headbutt. I spit on you at RTX. Gavin came up when I was vlogging and he showed me his gimbal where it has a little
That
GoPro.
thing's so cool.
And he walked up to me. He's like, look at this. And I was like, oh. I don't know. It just seemed like a good reaction.
Did you hit the GoPro or him?
I was just trying to hit. Yeah, I was just trying to maintain dominance.
I think
it was
you
like
just-
a primal thing.
I don't think you've spit a lot because it was a bit of a mist.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
was-
it wasn't like a slug. You know?
It was a theater spit. It wasn't meant to be effective.
Yeah.
Like-
That GoPro
like-
thing was cool.
yeah, I like it.
It's like
Yep.
when you spit on Jeff and shoved him in that Halo video.
Oh, and he like drags the arcade machine over.
I didn't tell him I was going to do that.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there.
Well,
I
he
was
didn't-
standing right behind the camera.
He didn't look like he was expecting it.
That was a one take. Stunt.
That's at the Butte office, right?
It was.
Yeah.
That's
That
such a great video.
stupid arcade machine.
Although you have no beard in it, and it's kind of weird.
It's a little weird. I saw the video of us at the talk show at PAX. They just recently posted it on Reddit. I think Dominic posted it. It was us with the talk show host was totally unprepared to speak to
Gus
us.
and Fred.
And we were not having it. We were just, we
Oh
weren't
my
having
God.
it.
Wait, was it you two and Jeff
Yeah.
on that?
But I think I weighed like 260 in that video, I think.
Wow.
But might not have been my heaviest. My heaviest was when we did the beard short with me and you. And I had to shave for that. And that's when I was like, oh, I should probably lose some weight.
Do you think you would ever do like a Mac thing from Always Sunny? Just like get fat on purpose for fun, for
I can
comedy
gain
role?
and lose weight pretty fast. I can. And like my ideal weight is below what my body wants to weigh. My body wants to weigh 230. That's what my body
Do you
wants
think
to
you could weigh 350?
Would you weigh your thinnest?
Man. So I got what I consider to be too thin.
Yeah.
When I did, it was actually for Joe Nicolosi,
The
the guy
cat
who
thing,
did
right?
the cat video ones when I played Steve Jobs for Kittywood Studios. Then I saw that video. I was like, oh, I've lost too much weight. I'm too skinny. So then that's when I started lifting weights, which I wish I knew more about fitness before that because trying to add muscle at 40 is way harder than adding muscle in your 20s. And
Yeah.
it's real easy to lose it. You just cut your calories and you drop fat and you drop muscle as well. But honestly, if you're a fat guy walking around, you build muscle just hauling your
Fat ass
big-
around.
Your own
big butt
body.
around. Yeah. And so if you can find a way to lose weight, lose fat without losing too much muscle, you can actually do really well. I just didn't know.
Did you ever get wheezy?
From being fat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever just like?
Yeah, there's a couple of times where I was like, I think the wake up call for me was when I physically had trouble like tying one of my shoes.
Like reaching your shoe?
Yeah, like it felt suddenly out of reach. Like there were parts of my body blocking other parts.
Oh no.
And I was like, I had kind of like leaned to one side.
I thought you were gonna say that the moment you realized it was when you couldn't see your dick anymore.
No, I don't think I never
He
had
hasn't
that.
seen, he hasn't seen his dick since he was like 10.
No, no one else has seen it. That's the problem. I see it all the fucking time. I'm like, get to work, buddy. Let's do something.
It's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
I've been here 5 years.
You have been happy
I moved
anniversary.
exactly 5 years ago today. And who would have thought I would celebrate it by being late for the first time to the podcast?
Look at that. So I have that picture of you guys that I love so much. Even though it's a terrible photo, it's like all in red.
Well, it's in home slice, yeah.
But aren't you guys there on the same day, or you were already here by that point?
I was here already for 2 months when we took that photo.
She picked me up from the airport.
Yeah.
It was my first time driving to the airport, and I don't know why it was me who decided to go pick him up, but I got lost about 3 times trying to get to the airport. And then
Well, I'm glad you weren't late.
I wasn't. I showed up very early, and I parked, and I came into the terminal like a good friend.
And then now we work here.
We do. I have a little gift for Gavin, in light of his 5-year anniversary. Just want to say happy anniversary.
Is it wet?
Sorry, I dripped some of this on it.
Is it wet bread in a t-shirt?
No, there's nothing in
Is
it.
it just
It's
a shirt?
Oh, you gave me a Rooster t-shirt?
Yeah,
I can get these for free.
it's a special
You
one.
just
though.
got another one for free. What is it?
Some people hate grape juice.
Oh, that shirt came in.
A new addition to the grape line at Rooster Teeth.
The grape trilogy, the grape quadrilogy is finally complete.
We are. We just need to find more.
This is
like
getting out of hand. Look at this.
It's getting so long.
We're running out of stuff to fit on it.
You should. You gotta show him the Valentine I gave you too.
Oh yeah.
They always get
Oh, where did
comments
I
though.
put it?
Whenever I wear any of the grape shirts, any of the selection,
Yeah.
they're always like, people are always like, yeah, good point, man. It's like, I wasn't asking you, but thanks.
Two
Did
of
you
our
already lose
community,
it? I just gave it to you,
I already
Barbara.
lost it.
Is it
I
this?
clearly don't care. No, that's
No.
one I gave
two
you.
of our community members met because when they went to college orientation, they were both wearing a People Like Grape shirt, and that's how they met each other. I love that. I love that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
So in the vlog this week, I put a little bit of a sampling of what it's like to be at RTX Sydney as a Rooster Teeth employee. Did you guys get a chance? Anybody get a chance to see it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck no.
The one thing that people all reacted to was the walk down the hallway where I stopped, by their estimates, every 3 feet to take a selfie. That is
I
like,
wish it was every 3 feet.
yeah, right, exactly. It's literally that's the Guardians walking me through, and there's people waiting as we pass the Guardians, and as long as I take a couple steps between each photo, then the Guardians don't get too upset with me. But anybody at the company could literally stop, and if they stopped, they could be in that spot for probably 8 hours.
Oh, yeah, hours.
That's
the whole
what's
day.
The whole
kind
day.
of
The
a
whole
shame
day.
about it, is that there are going to be people who get to you, and there are going to be people who you have to say no to, or you just have to keep moving.
Well, I felt
Yeah, like,
terrible.
Because
I
otherwise, it's like,
That's why I have the coins.
I like the strategy you talk about, where it's like, as long as you keep moving,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
every
Walk with me.
every photo
Yep.
or everything, just like
Hopefully-
steps.
hopefully people understand that it's like, if I stop for everyone here, I will be here all day, and I won't be able to make it to the next
People
place.
will keep seeing.
As much as I want to, get everyone. It's,
Yeah, and I try
it's
to stop
physically impossible.
as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like the Guardians hate me for that. It's like I'll always stop. and be
me
like-
too.
I'll be like,
Marcy
I
goes
know
nuts.
we've got a little bit of time. We'll get through this.
I actually had very little free time between anything at Sydney, so I was literally just always on a mission. So I had to say, I can't stop. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I felt
it's a job the Guardians have that I think
Yeah.
is underappreciated, where they kind of, in a lot of ways, have to be the bad guy sometimes, where, especially everybody around me, because I'm just like, sure, I'll stop and talk to whoever, but I rely on the Guardians to tell me, you got to get to this panel. There's 4,000 people waiting for you to panel,
Yeah.
and they got to keep me moving. So I really do appreciate the fact that a lot of times they kind of have to be, the adult in the situation.
I was
and,
actually
get
late
us
for
moving.
this because I was just signing and taking selfies.
that what it was?
That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I was just like,
the rest of
the
Achievement.
podcast can wait.
I felt really bad because I think it was after the Ruby panel. When you get off the stage and are trying to go back, people always will approach the front of the stage to try to get a photo or an autograph. So there was one woman who came up and she had a baby, and she's like, I've been trying to meet you all weekend, but I have a baby, so it's been hard for me to get around. And I had to be like, I can't, because as she's I'm stopping to talk to her, I see just this wall of people approach me, and I'm like, I have to go. I'm so sorry. But I knew that if I stopped to chat with her, I'd just be.
And the Guardians are trying to clear the theater.
Yeah.
And you'd be there for probably 40 minutes while they're like, we're supposed to have everyone out of the theater.
Sydney was
another
top.
panel starting.
I had a great time at RTX.
It was awesome.
It was really cool.
I cut it from the vlog, but I did. There's some parts of the vlog where I just talk directly to the camera, and not just like a sit down thing, more like a more like what Phil DeFranco does, where it just like talk directly to the audience. In the way out to RTX, I was talking about the Donald Trump thing, where now that Donald Trump is president, people in other countries will constantly ask us about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I got it mostly from like Uber drivers this time because they want to talk to you about something, so they just talk to you about the current political situation in the U.S. But one of the things I cut from this vlog was people do ask us from time to time, it's like, what's it like to be famous? And we're not famous. Like, Gavin, you probably have the highest profile of any of us.
But even still, like a normal day in Austin isn't bad at all.
We are internet famous, which is a totally different thing. But I get recognized probably once every other day and stopped. And the people who stop me are very enthusiastic and really awesome. But RTX is, I think, that's an immersive experience of what it's like to actually be a famous person, where everyone in that radius knows who you are. Like, chances are, like 99% of the people, Gus, you walk down the hallway, are going to know, oh, that's Gus.
Right.
And they'll want to have an interaction and stop and talk to you.
Yeah,
And
aside
it's like,
from security, I guess.
I don't know how people deal with
The
that.
difference is, though, at RTX, these people are looking for us. And in, like, a regular
True.
day-to-day situation, like, oh, I'm not looking for Angelina Jolie today. But, oh, maybe, like, there she is, but I don't want to bother her. But here, it's people know that they're there to see Rooster Teeth. And
And they know where
that.
to see them too.
But, like, when
Yeah.
Brad Pitt goes out for coffee, it's like, can he even do that? You know what I mean? Is that, like,
You got to put on like a cap and sunglasses.
yeah.
Incognito.
Yeah, it just seems like it would be impossible to navigate just the normal world.
I think the trick is just
to
to
be
n-
an actual famous person.
Just don't look rich.
Really?
Yeah, like if Brad Pitt was just wearing a crappy sweatsuit and a hat, I wouldn't look at him.
All right.
I wouldn't
well, there you
notice
go.
him probably.
So let
If he
that
was
be a
wearing
lesson
an-
to you, Brad Pitt.
If he was wearing a nice grey suit or something with a smart little tie, I'd be like, "Oof, that guy's rich." Oh, it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I always see photos of him like biking down the road in the French Quarter in New Orleans. And it's like, how's he getting away with that? Just like
He's on a bike. People can't
he's
catch
on
him.
like a Schwinn, like just pedaling away.
It's the ultimate vehicle for escaping the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I heard World War Z Part 2 got axed.
They were making a part 2.
I was
yeah.
gonna say they're making part. I
It-
feel like
dude.
that movie ended on a pretty ending way.
There was a dark ending to that movie where they cut Matthew Fox's character from the movie altogether. Matthew Fox from Lost. He's on the helicopter. I'm going to spoil a movie probably that's like 4 years old at this
I
point.
think you told me about this.
That Matthew Fox's character is a military guy that's on the helicopter that picks him off the roof at the beginning. Remember when Brad Pitt, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Brad Pitt's standing on the edge of the roof counting down, and that's how they show you how the infection works. And he doesn't get infected, so he gets on the helicopter and all the zombies.
Instead
like,
of killing himself.
yeah, instead of jumping off the roof. And Matthew Fox's character is on that helicopter. He's still there. You can see him. He's a military guy. But then later in the movie, when he gets separated from his wife ends up in like this like abusive relationship with Matthew Fox because she thinks Brad Pitt is dead. And then like she has to kind of like she attaches herself to a guy who's like gonna protect her, you know, in the apocalypse. And it's like this horrible relationship. And then they have to like reconnect later. I read this in like an alternate thing. I don't think I saw any of those scenes, but it's like a really fucking dark
That's so dark.
take on like, you know,
It's
the
realistic
apocalypse.
though.
And I think it is realistic. Yeah. Also, it might be too much like 28 Days Later. Like the last bit there with the military is kind of in that same thing, you know.
Let me read this thing here.
I will let you read it.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by
Rooster Teeth just put up that tweet.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Good.
What's
that
the tweet?
picture. Oh, it's amazing.
Everyone should go look at the Rooster Teeth Twitter account right now.
The tweet that was made Monday, February 13th at 5:35 p.m. Oh
It-
my God, it's Central Time.
It happened this morning.
I'll retweet it
We
too.
took
Oh,
that photo
yeah.
this morning, and it was, I think, the greatest.
there it is.
She is.
So awesome.
So if anyone doesn't know, Beyonce posted a picture just like this on her Instagram, and as of today, it's the most liked photo of all time on Instagram. I think it has 10 million likes.
10 million likes.
Yeah, and
That's a lot
so
of
Lindsay
likes.
came to us with the idea of wanting to recreate this photo.
So when we were in Sydney, you did this is related to this.
Okay.
You did a morning show appearance.
Yeah.
And before you went on, I know like normally when you're there in a studio, before you get on TV, you don't hear necessarily what the hosts are talking about. You don't know what's going on. But they were talking about that Beyonce photo. And they were, at the time, they were like, it's the most liked, photo on Instagram. It's got, I think at the time it was like 6 million likes or something. And then you came out and then they showed the water balloon video. And then you said like how many views it had. And I was like, oh, I wish he had said we're more popular than Beyonce. Because your video had more views than her photo had likes.
Damn it.
I was like, you absolutely, if you had heard them, I'm sure you would have said
I
something
really
similar.
I was in the green room and then I just wheeled straight out.
You don't
and-
know. It's like
yeah.
you should have said we're more popular than Beyonce. I was like screaming at my TV in the hotel room.
Most green rooms I've been in, you can see a screen with the show on. as you're waiting, but this green room had nothing. It had
Well, yeah, that's
had
usually-
Vegemite on toast.
Didn't you say you
Ugh.
did
What do you mean?
that?
Ugh?
Vegemite?
Vegemite's
No.
great.
Oh, I forgot to get Vegemite when I was in Australia.
can buy it
no!
here.
If only if it was in all the stores here
Is
as well.
it?
Yeah,
Wait, is it?
Buy
You
it
can buy
literally
it
anywhere.
Where?
It's in the import section.
Says that,
Like
look
foreign-
who's acting incredulous over there. The guy who bought 44 pounds of chocolate.
The chocolate you can't buy in the U.S.
Did you buy Whitaker's?
Yes.
Okay.
You
So
like
fuck
chocolate?
you.
So don't say fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, because
let
I
me
bought
tell
something you can't get here.
Let me tell you something.
The guy over there who bought things you can't buy in the
I
U.S.
bet.
You're acting
yeah.
incredulous.
I
about
bet
it.
he could buy some here.
I bet I get some fucking Whitaker's.
Probably Amazon it.
That's now your quest between this week and next.
Are you ready for this?
You can Amazon it, but it's like $20 shipping.
That's worth it.
As opposed to paying $80 for a 40-pound bag that you've got.
No, I didn't buy a 40-pound bag. I bought 40 pounds of chocolate.
Yeah, but you have to pay for the overage. You're lucky because you got away with it, but you would have had to pay the overages.
It was a carry-on. There's no overages.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Fuck you.
So your carry-on,
hey, you.
your carry-on
Get
was
fucked.
loaded with chocolate.
yeah, it was
Your
just
carry-on
chocolate.
was
nothing
40
else.
pounds.
Here's what you're gonna regret being mean to me because let me tell you something. I was in New Zealand. I had to go over there for one of the coolest days of my entire life. By the way,
Yeah.
That you can't talk about.
I can't talk
Ever.
about. But
I had to go there.
so lame. The it's like awesome and like lame. Like, is it weird, Barbara, that I feel like it didn't even happen if I can't talk about it?
I mean, based off what we do for a living, yes, absolutely.
Sucks balls. Anyway, so I was over there. I didn't know you were in New Zealand, Gus. You didn't tell anybody.
No.
You didn't go with any of them.
No.
So listen to me. I was in a store. I saw Whitaker's chocolate, and I bought some for you to bring home.
Oh,
Where is
look
it?
at you.
I
Now
ate
do you
it.
feel bad?
It was delicious.
It's so good. What kind did you get?
I just got like dark chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I like, dark chocolate. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we bought a big variety of them. Also, while I was down there, I was at the airport, in the Auckland airport, getting ready to leave, and there was a McDonald's there, and I was walking by, and I looked at the menu. They had those television screen menus. I looked at the menu, and they had something on the menu called a Georgie pie. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I have to order one.
A Georgie
Right.
pie.
Is it like a
Georgie
meat pie?
Yeah, I was like, I want that Georgie pie. And she goes, do you want steak, mince, and cheese, or do you want what was the other one? Egg and bacon. I was like,
Fuck the egg and bacon.
yeah, I was like steak, mince, and cheese. It's like, all right, and like pulls it out,
Steak
sells it to
and
me.
mince.
Yeah, it was like $3 or something.
Mm.
It was one of the most delicious things I've ever had. I guess Georgie Pie used to be a chain of like meat pie restaurants in New Zealand that McDonald's acquired, put them out of business, and then now they like resurrected the Georgie Pie, and you can buy it like only in New
And
Zealand
it's called a
McDonald's.
Georgie Pie
It's called a
then.
Georgie Pie.
Why would McDonald's buy them out just to shut them down, just to get rid of?
I think they wanted the
competition?
locations or something.
Oh,
Or
okay.
they wanted the Georgie pies.
Yeah, and it was fucking awesome. And I know I've had meat pies before, and people say, "Oh, go to a bakery." Yeah, I know that those are good, but it's like it's at a McDonald's.
Yeah.
You can get like anywhere.
The
in
bar
New
is
Zealand.
very low.
Right. It's like it was surprising, and it was only like $3.
I had one of the best meals of my life at a McDonald's in Sydney.
Was that after the hot tub? You went and
Drunk
got
or-
McDonald's?
Yeah, so the last night in Sydney, all of us were exhausted, and Miles and Carrie come up with the idea of, hey, tonight, let's just go in the hot tub and then go get McDonald's for dinner. Which you looked down upon me for that. I was sitting in the lobby waiting for people,
We were just laughing. It was like,
and Gus and Esther come down, and they're like, hey, what are you up to? I was like, you guys going to dinner? And they're like, yeah, what about you? I was like, uh-huh. And you're like, where are you going? I'm like, Macca's?
no, it just sounded weird. You're like, we're all gonna get in the hot tub together and eat McDonald's, and we're like, it's like, is that some kind of weird sex thing? It was like, like some kind of swinger party.
But the McDonald's in Australia, I don't know if it's all McDonald's there, but this one in particular had like gourmet sandwiches,
Really?
including a grilled halloumi burger.
What's halloumi?
It's a kind of cheese.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's no meat on it. It's just cheese and some other ingredients. But
So it's
it
grilled
was
cheese. Basically, is that what it is?
on a burger bun, but like it's like fancy. It's not melted.
Did you have it?
I did.
It
Sounds
horrible.
like-
It was-
sounds like a slice of cheese on a bun.
It sounds like I
Bernie-
get sick of it in one bite.
Bernie, it was the best thing I've ever eaten at McDonald's.
Really?
In my
Were you
entire
like
life.
drunk off your ass?
No. I was completely sober. I was just really hungry and tired, and it was amazing. Me and Miles actually ordered together. We spent $36.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We
That's
got
a
fries.
lot of money.
We got fries. We got
Had
three
you not
different types of
eaten
sandwiches.
all day?
No, I ate that day.
Okay. Because you know that they say hunger is the best spice.
Hunger
Oh.
is the best
The
spice.
second best spice is sitting in a hot tub with Carrie Shawcross for a couple hours.
He actually didn't end up coming.
He didn't? What did he
No.
do?
He had too much work to do, and he was
Oh
tired.
my God, that guy's got to stop working.
Miles
so much.
went
I know.
though. Miles went. To the hot
Miles
tub.
did go.
I went. I attended the hot tub section. I did not attend the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited to the hot tub section. Gus, were you invited to the hot tub section?
No, I already had plans.
Yeah, you know
Hot tub-
the night we all hung out with Dom. We hot tubbed earlier that night.
What was I doing that night? We went out with friends. See, Ashley has so many friends in Sydney because she
I
lived
think
there 4
you were
years.
busy.
Yeah.
I would have invited you.
We went off.
The last time I was in a hot tub was that year at Sundance where I drank a bottle of vodka and then peed on the snowman.
That was the last time you were in a hot
I
tub?
think that was the last time I was in a hot tub.
This hot tub got really gross really fast.
Gross. What do you mean? What does that mean?
It was,
What does that mean?
Because the bubbles stopped going at one point, and then when the water settled,
So it's just like a stew?
we realized
Very
how,
scummy.
how dirty it was.
Oh.
It was that thing like where someone who was wearing too much sunscreen clearly went in and it
Yeah.
just oiled off them, and then
There's a
the
layer.
froth in the
Froth was
in
like
the jets.
greenish colored.
Gross, dude. Gross. Do you remember when Jack had that pool in his backyard and it was
I was,
green
Yeah,
and
I was
everybody
there
still
too.
got in it anyway?
Dude,
Yeah.
that was like
That was a great pool.
it was like white bubbles, and then some. There'd be like a yellow green stain in the
Go up.
like coming towards me. I got out. I was like,
What do you mean a stain on the water?
in the bubbles.
Like a globule?
Oh,
It was like someone's like clag
oh.
floating around, and it went on. I think it went on Blaine's arm, and I had to get out.
Stop it. Stop it.
You
Stop
guys
it.
are such pussies.
Oh, I just
Come
think about
on,
it
it
too
was
much.
a gross hot tub.
I have too good of an imagination. That's gross.
I actually got back in the regular pool after the hot tub just to get
Good
the scum
move.
off me.
Yeah, because that's so much cleaner.
It's cleaner than dirty scum
At
hot
least it's
tub.
got chlorine in it.
Oh, God.
Purge. So that's the Georgie Pie little promotional.
It
Oh,
looks
it's good.
delicious.
It does look really
It's
good.
A Kiwi
They also,
legend.
I kept seeing ads for the Big Mac Down Under, which was just a picture of a Big Mac upside
No,
down.
no. It was not a Big Mac upside down.
What?
It was a Big Mac that they assembled the correct way, but the bun was upside down.
Oh,
So like,
smart.
oh, there's the Georgie Pie thing. But yeah, the Aussie
What you
Big
just
Mac.
said sounds like the exact same
No,
thing.
it's like the bun was upside down, but in those buns, the meat was on the bottom and the lettuce was on top.
As
So
it's
if you
supposed to
made
be.
the sandwich and then flipped it upside down, the lettuce would be on bottom.
Okay.
Someone went to McDonald's and said that they asked for it and they didn't have it.
I think it's just a promotional thing. I don't think it's an actual sandwich.
Yeah, but go the extra mile. Make a
Here's-
Down Under. Make an upside down bun one.
You could just go to McDonald's and say, I want a Big Mac, but put the top bun on the bottom and the bottom on the top, and there you
Be
go.
like, go screw yourself. You
No,
do it
we're
yourself.
out of that.
I've always wanted the Tokyo, the black cheeseburger they have. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That thing looks fucking weird, dude. It's
Why
just-
is it black?
the bun is black? Like it's black. The
Like, is it burnt or just the color of
No,
the...
no, they put like
You can
I
probably
don't know
find a
if it was
photo of
like
it online
barbecue
somewhere.
sauce or like soy sauce or something into like the
squid
bread.
ink. It might be.
Fucking,
Squid ink.
I feel like that's a trend now, the squid ink thing. I go to so many Italian places that have squid ink pasta. You guys ever had that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's it.
Is
That's
the cheese black too?
Yeah, it's black.
They need to make the meat blacker.
The meat is kind of just brown by comparison.
Yeah.
You know
If
how
do
you
that,
can get
then
that-
people can't go back.
You know how you can get like that salami that's got pepper around the edge? That's a stupid joke, wasn't it?
Fucking shit.
That was almost as bad as your Tupperware joke.
What was the Tupperware joke?
Oh
because
god.
you were talking.
Company with the most storage.
I was thinking like data storage, like Google or
God, that was forever ago. It's like that was at the Congress office.
You ended the
That was-
podcast because we were laughing too hard at that dumb joke.
yeah. That was 09.
It's so weird, by the way, that speaking of dumb jokes, the RTA about my dumb jokes I told on the post show a while ago, they made an RTA of it. I've been telling those jokes since I was like 6 years old. It's so weird to see somebody else's version of it.
Is it
Also,
different?
the RTA crew doesn't know what the fuck a parrot is.
What did they
It's
draw?
a cockatiel. It's like they have no idea. A cockatiel's way harder to draw than a parrot. Just draw a fucking parrot.
Well, they don't have color.
I guess it's got the mush on top. It's yellow in it too. Sorry, my phone keeps going
Parrots
nuts.
don't have the mush.
I was
I gotta-
doing the
I gotta-
same thing. I was ignoring texts just now. I was like, man, someone's texting me up a storm. Then I realized it was you texting me about the podcast.
Oh, right. What an asshole.
What I want to do now is in that Hitman video we just recorded, I want to put in like a piece of text that comes up saying, the RT podcast has just started. And it's like 20 minutes of me left in the video.
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Good crossover.
And then poof, Gavin is ignoring Bernie's texts.
So, so how can you leave a Hitman video? It's a one-player game, right?
Ryan was playing. It was a Let's Watch.
Let's watch.
So I just upped and left. I feel a bit bad about it.
Wait,
just
was there
left watching.
a face cam on that?
Yeah.
So you're gonna see you like just bolt it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
we are getting to see your reaction.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I saw Trevor came in. And apparently there was people waiting outside the office. And Trevor was like, I was like,
That's so funny. Well, do you want to talk about that other thing, that DM stuff?
Oh, Jesus. So the United Airlines pilot, I actually like that because I know we're making jokes and stuff, but I actually really, really like people in crisis.
You wouldn't have liked it if you were on the plane.
She'll probably be okay, but I just like.
Why do you like people in crisis?
I don't know. It's just like it's something very human about it because it's like a lot of times we hold these people up. Like they'll write this article about this woman. A year from now, she'll be like, "Yeah, I just fucking I was in a really weird place in my life and I did this stupid thing." Or like the guy who popped the slide,
Yeah.
the flight attendant, he took all the booze off of the drink cart.
Or the guy who
Like-
shit on a drink cart, I think.
I mean,
was that
there's
it?
exceptions, obviously, to this,
Something
but it's
like
like, don't you? I mean, like one of my favorite movies in the last few years was Silver Linings Playbook.
With Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I think one of the best movies that came out last year that nobody saw was a Jake Gyllenhaal movie called Demolition.
Oh, I saw that.
I thought it was a great movie.
I'm sorry,
I
yeah.
thought it was great because I just really identify with people who are like going about their lives and they just like end up in this like emotional or mental crisis. I don't know why I like that. So that's what I see with these people. And there's another thing going on right now in the YouTube world where one of the biggest YouTubers historically and today, Shay Carl, has had this huge scandal that's come about because, and I'm just going to say allegedly at the top of this because who the hell knows, this girl who's a self-professed cam girl released their Twitter DMs. And the best thing I can say about the DMs from Shay Carl, alleged to this lady, is they are significantly off-brand
For Shay Carl.
for Shay Carl. Like, you know, Shay Carl is like the whole image is of this family, you know, and it's very much the family's part of the show. And it's just like, I mean, these are like, I can only read through a few of them before I got the gist of it, but it's basically like the Tiger Woods text messages,
Yeah.
if you remember what those were like. It's just like off the charts. And of course, blood in the water, everybody's going nuts about it and going crazy. And he made this statement about letting down his family, and it, like then talked about he started drinking again. His like his alcoholism came
Oh,
up.
man.
Yeah, and everything. So this whole thing's coming up, and it's like, you know, I get that it's like so counter to the image that Shay has. Just for full disclosure, I mean, we follow each other on Twitter, and I've met him, and I'm very familiar with his work. But I wouldn't say that we're like friends in any way. I don't know Shay personally, but I would say that like, you know, when these things happen and people get like they do smell that blood in the water and they go after it. To me, it's always like it's so interesting because it's a huge deal in this guy's life. Like it's all he's thinking about 24 hours a day at this
Right.
point. I'm sure this massive fuck up or you know this thing that's happening to him, being accused of it. But I'm reminded of right before Carrie Fisher died, like a month before. There was this story that came out from Carrie Fisher herself where she talked about on the set of one of the Star Wars movies, she had a 3-month love affair with Harrison Ford, who was married at the time. And everyone was like, oh, that's you know, and Harrison Ford is not married to that woman anymore, not for decades probably. And everyone was like, oh, it's like Princess Leia and Han Solo. They had a love affair on screen. They had a love affair in real life. And it's the difference between like those two things when something is happening,
Yeah.
you know, when there's this major cataclysm, but then you go out enough years and really, honestly, nobody gives a shit, right? Nobody cares.
Time heals a lot.
I guess time heals a lot. I don't like that phrase, though.
It's true though. It's weird.
Well, I just think that the internet has such a short memory at this point.
I think unless you
attention
kill
span.
someone, you're good.
Well, it depends, you know.
Not
There was-
career-wise, but
I mean, it's like there are big events. Like something else will come along, and then nobody will care about the Shay Carl thing in like a week. You know what I mean? But in the
Well-
meantime, he's in the fucking crosshairs.
Well, do people still care about the Fine Brothers thing that happened?
I don't
couple
know.
months ago?
I know they don't talk about it very much. You know
People
what I
have
mean?
probably largely forgotten. I'm sure their
Yeah.
subscribers continue to go up, and
But
people
you will
continue to
see,
watch
like,
their videos.
when there's a Fine Brothers thing, there's still people that are like towing that line. You know, on Reddit, when there's even an article about the Fine Brothers or anything, there's always somebody who shows up, you know, and does it. It's just like, you know, that was. I really do think what happened with the Fine Brothers, totally unrelated to something like this. What happened with the Fine Brothers was off the fucking charts.
Yeah.
I had never seen anything like that before. Like, that went on for a long period of time, a week, 2 weeks. People were making apps to look at them people unsubscribing from their channel, which after even a week of that, I'm like, who's unsubscribing to the Fine Brothers today? Like, who is...
At that point, it's just the bandwagon.
I guess so, but it's
Like,
gotta
who's
be-
just hearing about it
Yeah.
now and would care enough to do that?
That's what I
Yeah.
didn't get.
Right.
That's what I didn't get. And it's like, that's what was really surprising to me, but that whole thing that was going on. But this is just like, this is like anything else where it's a scandal that comes up. It's definitely, I think it touches on a thing that people really respond to, which is hypocrisy. If somebody presents themselves in one way and then they find out they're acting in a different way, that is really, people go nuts over that. But it's just like, it's so crazy. And I also have to say one thing about this is that she showed a video of her scrolling through the DMs to say, okay, you can see this. These are the DMs. But I can have a DM conversation with someone, and then I can go and delete DMs that make me look, that make me would make me look bad. I
Or
can
that
go through,
reframe the conversation.
I can go through and delete those DMs. Like I did that actually on a tweet that you sent me. It was a funny text messages you sent me where you were text messaging me stuff, and I thought, oh, if I delete these two things, parts of the conversation, then I have a funnier conversation about Gus. He was talking about two-factor authentication.
As I do.
Yeah, as Gus does. Like, he just texted me in the middle of the night, like, oh, I found this awesome new two-factor authentication thing. And I deleted from that iMessage, I deleted a couple different things. A, so that I wouldn't reveal what service Gus is using. And then B, there was one that just didn't add to the joke, so I just removed it. But you can definitely do that stuff with a DM conversation. And
You
I don't...
also fabricate one entirely, if you want
Yeah,
to.
you could definitely
What you
do
need to
that.
do is an avatar, I guess, and have a conversation with yourself.
Yeah, and but I think that falls into the conversation which we have too often today, which is like you can't believe anything, like everything is fake.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always true. I think more so we have to look at the way we react to things. Like, even if it is fake, why would somebody fake this? They're going to fake it because they're going to get a huge reaction out of people. When literally it has nothing to do with any of us. It really doesn't have anything to do with anybody, even people who watch his content. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where somebody who shares their life on a regular basis, there might be the expectation that they owe you that part of their life to share with you as well, but they really don't, especially somebody who's doing it as long as he has been doing it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fascinating. And it's like, I'm always fascinated by the way that the hive mind online, the mob mentality takes over and people can just like laser focus on something. And it's like, trust me, he's having a hard enough day today as it is. It's like, people online coming after him is not going to
You're not going to prove anything to him or
Yeah, I assume
help
he
any
feels like
side.
his world is collapsing.
Yeah,
and you don't need to add to it anyway.
I hadn't even heard about it. You told me right before we started the podcast.
I was trying to figure out
about
how
it.
big a deal this is.
Yeah, I hadn't
so.
seen it. But I've been filming all day. Like, I haven't been at my computer, so I really haven't
Yeah.
kept up.
What were
He
you
also,
filming?
Heroes and Halfwits.
I was at this morning
Yeah,
during lunch.
yeah.
We were asked to keep quiet.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we filmed for a long time.
Man, that show takes up a lot of your time.
It does. And then, and then I have more stuff to film later this week.
I know.
It's just bad timing. I feel like we've already moved on from this conversation. Somehow we pivoted. I was gone.
You'll like this. You like one thing about this thing though. When she posted the video for scrolling through the DMs, one of her tabs was Twitter, and her other tab was a Google search, and it said, "Can you legally post a tweet?" Or it just said the TW on it. So she had looked that up before she decided to make the video.
Wow.
She was looking if she could legally do
I
that.
guess the answer was yes.
Interesting.
Google, by the way, not the best lawyer consultant. Just so you know.
So I was out, so I got like shit to get caught up on, but I'm filming like 3 days this week.
Yeah.
Which leaves like 2 days to try to get caught up on like all the other shit I need to do.
You filming secret stuff?
No. I think I can say it. Yeah, so I filmed Heroes and Halfway today, then I got to film $1 Million Butt for a couple of days.
Yeah. Could we talk about something we're doing this week?
What are we doing this week?
That has to do with that show?
MDB?
Oh, with MDB, I thought with Heroes and Halfwits.
No,
I'm
no.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, yeah. The Rooster Teeth podcast version of Heroes and Halfwits. It's gonna be great. I knew everything there is to know about D&D.
Trust me,
I'll be your
you know
dungeon
as
master.
much as Jeff.
I played D&D.
How's that
when I was
possible?
young.
You guys have
Jeff plays
played
all
D&D
the
for
time.
years.
Yeah, I know. Ask myself that every fucking episode.
Really?
Every time. What do I roll? What do I add to that? God, Jesus Christ.
That would be me.
It's a drinking game now. Anytime Jeff asks what does he have to add to it? Drink.
He'll just fuck it up so you get drunk then, He's a team player in that
Jeff
way.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so for MDB, we're heading out to LA to shoot some episodes
Yeah, with some special guests.
with some special guests. Yeah, MDB is now going into its fourth season, right? Fourth season?
I have no
I think so.
like
crazy.
Most season stuff, I'm like, oh, that was in that season. That was in that one. MDB, who knows? For me, in my brain, it's just MDB.
Yeah, me too.
I think like MDB is about to catch Immersion in number of seasons, like, because Immersion has been produced like irregularly over the years.
Well, Immersion also had what, like a 2-3 year break
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
in between one of the seasons.
Yeah. There's a thing we developing the TV show with it for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and so that took way longer than expected.
Are y'all going out of town this week?
Yeah. We're gonna go to L.A. You're
Yeah.
going to L.A. too, Babs?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We should figure some stuff we should do while we're in L.A.
Like us three.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Gavin,
Hey,
if you're up for it.
Hey, you want to go waffle?
Waffle.
Let's go to Waffle.
Last time I was in LA, I went to Hop Dottie.
You went to Hot Dog,
What?
and there's no line.
There's no line.
It's the best.
It was literally faster to fly to LA and go to Hop Dottie.
I was with
Yeah.
you for that
Oh yeah,
one night,
Byron was there.
Well,
You're an idiot.
we were with someone from Full Screen who's like, let me take you guys to lunch, because
Yeah.
Gus and I were in LA for something at Full Screen, and he's like, well, what do you guys want? You want this and this, or you want burgers and beer? And I'm like, burgers and beer. That sounds awesome. Expecting to go to like some cool LA place or like some hole in the wall or whatever it was. We drive up, we park, and we walk over. And he goes into a Hop Dottie, and I'm like, "Is this where we're going?"
It's funny because I guess like it's really close to the full screen office, so it's like
Yeah.
it's just like right there. It was
true.
just really
For
funny
those
to be
who
like,
don't know
oh.
what Hop Dottie is, it's a place in Austin that's really overrated, and there's always a line that
They
goes
just
right
opened up
out of the door.
Another one over here at the Triangle.
Might be the most overrated restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
Overrated.
It's a hamburger
I would
place.
say Torchy's is.
Get the fuck out of
Oh,
here.
I love Torchy's.
Torchy's fucking sucks.
Really?
What sucks about it?
It's just mediocre. Like there's nothing good there.
Everything's
He's wrong.
good
He's
there.
wrong.
It's absolute.
wrong.
If
It's
you're listening
absolute
to this
garbage.
podcast,
Can we
do
take a
not
vote?
listen to Gus.
Garbage.
Who wants Gus to dress up in a pilot's uniform? Get off the plane, Gus.
Oh.
Torches is awesome.
Does anybody
Torchy's-
else not like Torchy's? No one. I'm
No.
the only- Oh wait, one.
Oh, you're just
One
jumping on the
person.
Gus bandwagon.
I only got
Hey,
flipped off.
if they voted that she should wear her pilot's uniform, you think she would have changed in the aisle?
Like,
just
gotten naked?
yeah.
Probably.
It would have been awesome though if she'd like you realized her civilian clothes were like those warm up NBA things and she just rips it off because she got pilot's uniform.
So was she
on.
actually fired?
They have not said. They just said.
Fired is hard.
Because causing a disturbance on a plane is a huge fine. It's like 25 grand or something, I think.
Yeah, it's
Did she
not
get the
Even
fine?
for the crew?
I don't know. Don't know if that you
I
know.
will say this: if a fucking customer did that, they would never fly United Airlines again. If a customer caused
Any disturbance.
other passengers to disembark, that person's never getting on a United flight again. I don't know though. We'll see. She might. What can a pilot be demoted to? Like what?
Co-pilot.
I know.
No, I don't think that there is any demotion like that.
Right. They're not going to become like a gate agent.
They-
It's not,
they-
it's
they
not a
can-
path that they follow.
They can potentially lose their license to fly a commercial plane. Commercial airline pilots have to undergo physical and mental exams every couple of months to make sure that they're okay to fly. And if she's having problems, they may just revoke her license. So
But
she can't.
demoted to FedEx,
They're demoted to non-humans.
cargo.
So now that we're still back on the topic of plane stories, I have something really funny that happened on our flight over to Sydney.
Andy Cortez agrees with me. Torch is overrated. Okay, go ahead.
Fuck you, Andy.
Andy, what?
Thanks,
Fuck
Andy.
off. So on our flight to Sydney, 17-hour flight. A lot could happen on a 17-hour flight. Apparently, someone who was with our group went to the bathroom, and while they were waiting in line, this little kid comes out of the bathroom, and he has vomit all over it,
Oh,
all over his back.
Glech.
His back.
he's back.
Glech.
And
Wait,
he came
threw
out.
up on his own back?
His dad was also waiting in line for him to come out. And the boy comes out. He goes, "Daddy, someone threw up on me." Apparently, an older guy, who was probably like in his mid-40s or something, got sick on the flight and like ran into the bathroom and threw up all over the kid.
Oh,
What? Because
the door wasn't
The
locked.
kid didn't lock the door.
Yeah, like
What?
And wait, so the kid was pissing.
I don't know if the kid was pissing, but the kid was going into the bathroom, and then this man also tried to come into the bathroom to throw up, but threw up all over
Gavin.
the kid.
Oh my god.
That's how you make it super villain.
Oh
right there.
my
That's how you do that.
God.
Apparently,
Lord.
I would want a refund.
Holy crap.
Imagine how awful that would be.
Can you imagine being that dad? Your kid walks in, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, that would be. That as a parent, I would have a reaction. Imagine somebody throwing up on your dog.
Yeah, like I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
But I think if I saw it, I would start punching. Like until I found the right person. Like somehow everyone is involved.
punch
Going
that.
down the aisle, just bop, bop.
You can't do that. It clearly wasn't their fault. They were trying to make it to the bathroom.
There's a sick bag. Look before you vomit.
But it is.
There's a kid.
I get it. The whole situation. See, I don't think the guy ran to the bathroom and thought, "I'm gonna fucking puke on that kid."
No, it honestly probably just came out of him.
Yeah, he's thrown up.
Projectile, yeah.
It's involuntary.
That's happened to me before.
So then the guy
You
just
puked on a little
I
kid.
didn't puke on a kid, but I've had projectile vomit before where I couldn't control where it was going.
That's
Yeah,
a
I've had that,
horrible
for sure.
story.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy must have been like though right there, apologizing, right?
unless he was finishing up.
Yeah, but how long does that take? What's the longest you could barf?
About 5 minutes.
Get up,
Sometimes
what?
it's a couple of waves.
I assume it was just like a bleh.
Because a lot of throwing up, in my opinion, in my experience, is trying to convince yourself that you're done. You're like,
I agree with
you're like,
you.
I vomited twice. I definitely feel better, but am I done? And then you kind of know. It's like a judgment call, but you kind of like, I don't think I'm
Your
done
mouth
yet.
starts getting wet
And
again.
then it's like, I'll just wait this out. Wait a couple of minutes, and it's all back.
Really, a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
I
Yeah.
feel like
No.
once I start vomiting, I can like my body knows. Let's finish the process and move on. That's it. Like it's all out, and I know done.
Sometimes it's just hard to get the dregs out. No.
With me, it's just like it's like a talent.
I was talking about this with someone on our trip. Why do you and Esther get like food poisoning or have stomach issues so often?
I don't know. We're
Are you guys just really sensitive?
oh
to
man,
a lot of foods?
I ate something bad in Auckland.
You
That's
did?
That's how
So,
I know
well,
because we
here-
wanted to invite you out.
Here's what
but-
happened.
Well,
Like,
Esther posts a picture of everything you guys eat.
you
so
know,
we
I
can
know exactly.
pinpoint
I know
this.
exactly what it was.
It was the oysters.
No, I don't eat oysters.
Fucking love oysters.
You know, there's that restaurant in New Zealand, Monsoon Poon.
Oh, in
What?
Auckland.
There's one in Auckland. There's one in Wellington.
I almost went and took a picture of the one in Wellington for you. Now I'm glad I didn't.
There's
That
a
was
place
it.
called
So-
Monsoon
He
Poo.
Monsoon
loves
food.
this place.
So they have a dish there called a firecracker
Wet
chicken,
pussy.
which is it's like a super spicy dish. Like it's got like a picture of a dragon next to it on the menu when you order it. They're like, it's the spiciest thing in the restaurant. I love it. It's really good.
Dragon.
I ordered it. I ate it Tuesday night. I did not eat food again until Friday.
What?
It fucked me up so
now
bad.
you're
Food
never going to
poisoning?
go back to Monsoon
Right,
Poon.
I can go back. I just cannot eat that dish. I realized like I'm too old to eat something that spicy.
So it wasn't
anymore.
food poisoning. It was just the spice.
It was just the
cleared you
spice.
out.
Like I was fucked.
Were you
up.
vomiting or just shitting?
Shitting like crazy. Shitting fire.
Shit in liquid.
Yeah, it was spicy liquid.
Were you spitting fire?
It was. I mean, I was not even hungry. I did not get hungry till Friday. Like that's how. I mean, it was bad.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I like it. It's good.
Were you pooing liquid on the flight or anything? Or was it done by then?
No, it was done by then. Although on the flight back, I took maybe the biggest shit of my life ever.
On the plane?
And it was on the plane.
That's
Like,
Come on.
We're like 45 minutes from landing in San Francisco. And I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I need to, I need to go. And I took like a monster dump on that plane.
How did it flush okay?
Yes.
Well, the suction on those things is pretty.
That's true. I've almost sucked my vagina out of that hole before.
I set one off by accident.
Yeah,
I was
I-
on it.
Because it's
yeah.
the sensor, right?
Yeah,
I hate those sensor ones. Why are they fucking doing that?
it's not a good feeling.
Is it so you just don't have to touch it? Maybe.
I don't
The
know.
There's
only
sensors on
time
everything now.
the only time I ever sat down on a plane bog, the changing table unfolded and fell on my head.
Really?
Yeah, really.
On the flight
I'd like to say I literally shit myself. In surprise.
on the flight back from Auckland, the in-flight entertainment system did not work. We everyone boarded the plane and like you can see like basically like the IT guys are on the plane like working like oh shit, and we sat there like for an hour. They tried to fix it, they couldn't fix it. And they're like, yep, no in-flight entertainment. They said we'll reboot it when we're in the air. Maybe it'll come on, but
And how long is that flight?
that was 11 and a half or 12, like 12 hours.
Okay.
Wait, where'd you fly from?
Auckland to San Francisco.
Oh, that's a direct flight?
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we did. Auckland,
And
LA.
yeah, so it's like you're on that flight for like 12 hours. So I was like, I just need to get drunk like,
No,
so-
that's not a.
because I just gotta pass out. I just
hate
gotta.
being drunk on planes.
So I just started drinking.
I've never done it.
That's not a. Gus, you realize that's not a normal thing to say to yourself.
I feel like
But
that is
I'm
for flying.
Bored, or I just want to pass time, so I'm gonna get blackout
I gotta.
drunk.
Yeah, I gotta pass out.
That is not. No.
oh,
powered
to the
down.
point of passing out.
Right.
I thought you meant just for fun.
No, just to help me.
Why
fall
didn't you just
asleep.
take a
Entertain
pill?
yourself.
A sleeping pill.
I didn't have
Why
any.
don't you just shut your eyes?
That doesn't work for
and
most people.
Think about the world.
Normally I could, but it was like 3 p.m. or something when we took off, like middle of the afternoon. There's no way.
DM a cam girl.
Would you
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi was not work. Oh no, the Wi-Fi did
The-
work.
the
Yeah, the
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
did
would you
not
fly
work.
on an
Wi-Fi did.
airline that gassed the passengers with the sleeping gas?
I have never, ever been knocked out in any way. I've never lost consciousness except for going to sleep. I want to go as long as I can in my
Not
life
even
without that
like a
happening.
dentist or a.
Nope, I was
veterinary
awake when they pulled my wisdom teeth out.
What if it would just made you snoozy?
I'm snoozy all the time. Anyway, listen, I'm like 4 seconds away from falling asleep at every point in my life. Also, I could eat 24 hours a day.
I want to do a podcast
I could
where
l-
you
yeah.
fall asleep.
Okay.
Have you ever been full?
Yeah, maybe. Like, remember when I'll tell you when I got full, and I want to go back and do this because I want to re-break the record.
Oh.
When I eat the tacos at Pork Fries, and I ate
What?
14 tacos.
Have you ever been full?
Yeah.
Like from eating?
He said he could eat
I said
20
I
hours a day.
could sleep at any point, and I could eat 24 hours a day. I could eat right now. I could leave meals and then go eat another meal. I can do that.
What's your
No
problem?
How have you never been full?
I have been like when we went to go eat we went to Pork Fries place and he has a taco record. He has how do we describe these tacos, Gus?
Delicious.
Little fried
They're
corn
very good
tacos.
for like the Pacific Northwest. They are amazing Pacific Northwest tacos.
Can I put the video out soon of that?
Of me throwing up?
It's only the audio. I
My
couldn't see it.
stomach was so hard.
How many did you have?
14 or 15.
The video is basically, get that camera out of my.
Have you never posted that?
Was
No,
there
I
a
never-
4-year-old kid in
can
the
post
way?
it.
The thing is, I said as I was filming, I was like, I won't post this. This is just for us. This is us to look back on. Most of my videos are like that, in fact. Like 90% is just for us.
Yeah, if I die, delete Gavin's videos off his phone.
What would you delete first? Gavin's videos or our text messages?
Well, that's on him. Yeah, I'd delete our text messages for sure. Those would be gone. But yeah, I ate 14 tacos or 15 tacos. Was it 14 or 15?
I remember you getting people to poke your gut, and it was rock solid. It was like poking concrete.
I set the record. The record, I'm pretty sure it was 15. Record was 15 tacos. I ate 15 tacos. They were like, "Do you want to go one more?" Like go up
You
in
have
the
to
record.
beat
I'm
the
like,
record, don't you?
I'm like, no. The new record was 15. Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay.
broke the record, ate the 15 tacos, set the new record, and then I was just like sitting there as long as I could. And I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was like that Monty Python character, where I thought my stomach was gonna split open, but I just went outside and just threw up.
And you've
everywhere.
never felt like that before. That's
that
the only
full?
time.
That's ridiculously full. I mean, like
That's eating to the point of vomiting.
I feel full like after Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that. But you give me like 10 minutes, I can totally. My refractory period after eating is fucking stellar. I can eat
faster than
constantly.
sex?
I can eat constantly. Depends on the.
Okay, we should do a thing in a restaurant, like
Go ahead.
a 12-course meal, 1 an hour, but they're all like full size entrees.
Let's just do it at the waffle.
There's a Louis C.K. episode where they do a thing called Bang Bang, where I'm trying to lose weight for Laser Team though, so I can't do that right now. But as soon as Laser Team's done, I will
Just
do
purge
that.
afterwards. It'll be fine.
I'll do it.
Gavin.
What?
Although there's certain stuff I can't eat. Like I could never do what Michael did, where he ate those 12 lava cakes.
Yeah, but he
Oh,
threw up
God.
right
That was
away.
way too much like sugar and everything else.
Yeah.
But like if you give me pieces of pizza or cheeseburgers, I could
Yeah,
go.
because there's no sugar in
Could
that.
you eat?
Well,
It's
you know
not
what I'm
all
saying. It's more
sugar,
balanced
yeah.
than like
You know how a circle is like a cross section of a sphere,
yes,
or like a slice of it?
a transverse slice. Yeah.
Yeah. If we had all of the other slices like getting smaller and getting smaller, so it was a sphere of pizza,
Oh,
could you eat that?
I guess sure. From a large. Like
That
a large,
sounds unbelievable.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
A pizza sphere?
Yeah, and and you start with a little tiny mini
Why?
pizza, personal.
Why have I
pizza.
never seen this?
So the top
I
would be
haven't
like a
either.
little crusty dome.
Well, the top could just be like the smallest. It'd be like the size of a pepperoni.
Why don't I understand what this looks like?
It's a little pizza, bigger
pizza.
pizza, bigger pizza.
And then the middle
Oh.
part, the biggest, widest part,
Yeah.
would be like a
It would be
large,
like a large pizza.
like
yeah.
a whatever.
And maybe
Oh.
the two mediums would be here.
Speaking of large pizza, have you guys ever ordered pizza in New Zealand?
No.
No.
So there was one night where there was only about 4 or 5 of us who stayed home. The rest of the people went out for dinner. And we were like, let's order a pizza. Surely they have some type of pizza delivery system in New
Totally
Zealand.
normal thing to have.
So we looked it up, and they have, there sure enough is a Pizza Hut in Auckland, New Zealand. And couldn't call them, they wouldn't pick up, so we ordered online, ordered 2 large pizzas. There was 5 of us. Thought that would be enough food. Apparently, large pizzas in New Zealand are about this big. About the size of a personal pan pizza.
That seems regular. That's the way it should be in the U.S.
That's the rest of the world. It's just not America.
But it's large.
the problem with
What's a
America is
small-
portion size. It's not the food we eat; it's the amount that they give you.
No, I know.
They give you way too much food.
I rarely finish a meal.
It's true.
this
He very
country.
rarely finishes a meal either. Gus.
I stop when I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Sometimes I'll stop if I'm like 2 bites away.
I'll
I'm like,
stop one bite away.
Really?
I'll be like, yeah, like, nope,
Really?
not doing it.
Oh, no.
I'm
I
not
can
like that
do
at all. I wish they made edible plates because I would just keep going. I do not stop until all my food is gone.
You know how you say the last bite of a cheeseburger is just as good, or it's like the best, or just as good as the first?
You're triggering a couple people in the audience who hate when I say that because apparently I've said it like 20 times over the course of the podcast years. But go ahead.
Well,
Would
now
you
Gavin's
eat
saying it.
a dish that was 50 last bites of cheeseburger?
Well, that's weird because that's other people's last bites.
They would just be cut that way. They wouldn't be bitten.
Well, it's different. It's a gravity thing. It's a gravity. I don't want to go too much into this because people get upset when I talk about
What?
cheeseburgers.
Can you explain how it's a gravity thing?
Why do
so
people get upset by
when
it?
you eat a cheeseburger, all the mush, all the stuff inside, like all that, it goes down to eat.
So really, you need these 50 burgers to be held like this
Yes.
for like 4 minutes.
What
then
if they
you
were-
and then
the
chop
bottom?
the bottom off?
Last bites from you.
That's fine.
Okay.
Honestly, if I'm being totally honest with you, I eat so much of my kids' food that they don't eat, and it's just like, oh fuck, I'll have 4 chicken nuggets. Sure, here we go. Let's do this.
Put them in.
I've eaten more half-eaten cheeseburgers than anyone else on the planet. Look, I'm like a human trash can. I just eat.
You really love food.
Food's the best.
I disagree.
Food is the best.
Food's annoying.
No.
I love to hang around Lindsay right now. I'm like, what'd you eat today?
I'm with you, Bernie.
What are you eating next?
You're like Joey from Friends.
I just want Lindsay to tell me everything she eats. I'm like, just tell me, what'd you eat today? She's got to eat. She's got
Michael's-
2 kids. Or she
Michael's
got she's feeding for 2. So
So is there a pizza sphere?
that wasn't a slip
No,
up,
I
by the
can't
way.
find one.
That wasn't
Let's
a slip
make
up.
one.
We should make one.
We'll make one. We'll make it an RT Life, right? 1,000,000 views.
What's 1,000,000 views?
Pizza sphere.
You're never wrong on these things.
It's pretty good. Let's make a pizza sphere.
Let's do it.
I'll do it.
Order
And then
some large
maybe-
pizzas from
Is
Auckland.
this something you
Can we
do
have a
on the
pizza podcast?
Why haven't we done that yet?
That seems like a great idea. We even had a pizza sponsor at one point. Why do we never? We had pizza sponsors.
We had
So,
a pancake podcast, and we were going to have ice cream Sunday Monday.
And we did a steak podcast, Steak Off.
And we had a
So,
steak
Pancake
podcast.
podcast is coming up soon. Pancake podcast is in 2 weeks.
So that means we should do pizza before that.
We should have one a quarter. So we have
Before it.
pancake podcast, ice cream Sunday Monday, the steak podcast, and then the pizza
I love the new
podcast.
ice cream Sunday Monday.
I like how
I always love the ice cream Sunday Monday podcast.
you're also bringing this up about 3 minutes after you said you were trying to lose weight for Laser Team.
This is pancake podcast. When's pancake spot?
2 weeks.
Well, pizza sphere is more of a spectacle and more of just like an amazing build than actually a snack.
So I
No,
also
I want to eat the pizza though.
I'm making the pancakes this year, guys. Can we tell Gus? Right, we're not
All right,
bringing in
make it.
outside.
Oh no, well, we did that 2 years ago. Last year we made them ourselves.
I know, but I don't want that. I don't
All
want
right, all right.
to
I
like.
was trying
I
to
don't want
make it
people
easy
to
on
forget
you.
that was a bad idea.
get those fucking bitches out of
Forgive
here.
Whoa.
me.
Let's get
for
you a
trying
chef's
to
hat. Is
They
that
were
really in
help
2 weeks?
You're a corporate
Yes.
shill trying to get that fucking Kirby Lane money.
You know me, going after the big Kirby Lane sponsorship. Hey, speaking of sponsorships,
Hey,
remind you,
segue
this
by
episode of
Gus.
the podcast is brought to you by Barbara. You look a little different.
You look sick.
Looks like I have chicken pox.
It does. It looks like you have the measles.
I
or
wyou
something.
based on the placement of where all these hearts are, who did this to my face.
They are suspiciously. You're like a tree with the moss on one side. You want to tell which direction is north? Anybody know what that is? Gus, you seem like an outdoorsman.
What?
What side of the tree does moss grow on?
North.
North side of the tree,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Why north?
Never heard that, Gav?
Wind.
I assume it's
Wind.
because of where the light is, but sunrise is...
I actually don't know why it is. Do you know why it is, Gus?
In
What's the
east.
reason?
Nope, no idea.
But I know it's.
I
I'm
reckon
actually looking it up right now
Yeah,
to
'cause
see.
it's bollocks.
I should have given you more time so you
Moss
can seem
only,
smart.
moss only grows north.
So
On the
there's a
north side
tendency
of
for
trees.
moss to grow on the northern side of trees in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, mosses would have a tendency to grow on the south.
It's just like the plug hole.
Oh, it's gravity pulling it down. 'cause
Just
it's
like burgers.
Once you get below it, that's what it is.
Gravity north.
Yeah, pulls it in that direction. If you think about the globe as being from a very ethnocentric view of North America being the top, but it's not. It's the bottom too.
Oh, I found
So
your
it pulls
Valentines.
the moss down.
It says that
That's science.
This is what
The
Gus,
According
America's
to-
the bottom.
this is what Gus gave me.
Dan Johnson, assistant professor of forest biology at the University of Ohio, says since the north side of a tree gets less sunlight than the other parts of a tree, it should be cooler, more damp, and have more shade. Perfect condition for growing moss.
Gravity.
But
Just
isn't
like I
that
said.
only in the summer? No.
So there you go.
Well, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, right?
Yeah, but the tilt of the planet is. It's so. Somebody told me on the trip to Australia, it gets hotter in Australia because this angle of the sun is even more. Like the Earth doesn't have a perfect tilt to it. Like the amount it tilts for Australian summer is greater than the amount that it tilts for
Really?
North American summer. And that's got to be bullshit, right?
What doesn't actually
That-
tilt,
Put
though?
that in your list for Sally LePage. please.
It's not like going.
I know
like,
that's
I'll put it.
astrophysics,
Yeah, that's
but-
not quite her field, but I'll
Yeah.
put it in the list.
I just said the person said it with absolute certainty, and I was like,
Well, how many degrees is it? 'Cause then you could tell.
yeah, but
If
it's
it's
like,
here on one side and then it's here.
yeah, but I guess it would have to be like off center from the axis of the sun too. I've just never heard that before.
I think it's bullshit.
Well,
thinking it's
it's
bullshit.
always on the same amount of on the piss,
Because-
right?
It always has the same tilt. It doesn't change the tilt.
Yeah.
All it changes is what side of the sun it's on.
That is correct.
It's not like
Unless
wobbling
it's-
around.
Unless it's that would affect, but that tilt would affect like how much. Ask Sally Page. We're just gonna annoy people. If you know it in
Should.
Twitter, I'm sure
Leave
you'll
it to
fucking
the
tell us
I'm
experts.
in
sure we're
2
going to be
seconds.
corrected, and I'm sure tons of people are going to send us the wrong information. Hey, speaking of Twitter,
They're on Google right now telling us what idiots we are. Let me look this up.
I've
No, I know it. You're
I've
an
got-
idiot.
I've got a bit of a beef with something I saw.
Was it mince
What?
beef?
Is it beef with one of
No,
us?
no. On the Rooster Teeth subreddit, someone posted a screenshot
Yeah.
that they looked me up on Twitter because they wanted to follow me, and that I had blocked them.
Oh, right.
And they said that they've never sent me a message, they've never added me, and everyone's like, "Ha ha ha, that's so funny."
Typical Gus.
That
That
crazy
is
Gus.
bullshit. That guy, the person who posted that, is either a liar or a moron.
Or both.
Because there's no way I'm going through and finding every new Twitter account and blocking them preemptively. What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Unless
How would
you
I
blocked-
find a random account and block it? And it just so happened to be that guy.
Could you block it, then they delete their account, and then someone registers that name and it's still blocked?
I don't think
No,
that's the
I
way
don't
it
think so.
works.
I think, if anything, you were scrolling through your timeline or like clicked on a tweet he made or did something and he accidentally blocked
How
it.
would
I follow
how would
people
I
in that
find
same
him,
way.
though? How would I have found that
Oh,
account?
yeah, he's totally forgetting a time he tweeted it,
Right.
probably.
That's why. Moron. Either he's lying and actively knows that he has sent me a message, or he's a moron and has forgotten that they
I
sent
also
me a
never
message.
remember why I block people, but I know that I wanted to in that moment.
I just don't block anyone.
I don't block people anymore either.
I
I
don't even
unblock
You just
people when
mute
they
'em?
ask me.
To unblock them or why you block them?
Well, it goes back to the conversation I had earlier about like we smell blood in the water and all this thing. At some point, everyone's going to be in that situation where they're the asshole, where they make a mistake at some point in their life. And if you're going to go through your whole life and expect people to behave themselves constantly, you're going to live a very disappointing life. You're going to be very disappointed in pretty much everyone you know, at least 50% of them. And so, like, when somebody messes up, it's just like you got to kind of be ready to forgive, you know? And so when someone says, "You block me, will you unblock me?" I'm like, "Sure, I will." But I do always ask, "Why did I block you?" Because I don't keep a record of it either. It's like, "Why did I block you?" And the answer is always like, "I don't know. Why? I couldn't figure it out." I'm sure it's super easy to figure out.
I don't know.
Yeah. Look at the
I
one
mean,
time you tweeted me and then when you couldn't tweet me anymore.
Right. Tweet, block, that was it. That's the reason.
Yeah.
I called you a fat prick once, but
But it was a joke.
That was one guy. He asked me to unblock him. And I said, "Why did I unblock you?" He goes, "I just tweeted at you during the podcast." And I was like, all right, that's fine. So I unblocked him, and he goes, and then I think right after he responded to his friend, he goes, "I tweeted that he was a big piece of shit."
What?
It's like, that was the reason. That's why I did it.
but that's funny though. Why would you block someone for that?
I would
What's
block
that?
someone for that.
Calling you a big piece of shit?
Just because it's so easy, I'm like, don't. I do the thing where I follow somebody and then block them. So they're like, oh.
I did that accidentally the other day.
You
I
followed
have,
somebody that's
I went to go block someone because they were being rude to me, and I accidentally clicked follow, and I was like, nope, kind of the opposite of what
See,
I want to do right now.
I've done the unfollow block, where like someone who follows me is always like, I don't know, like saying the same lame shit over and over again. So I'll just block them and unblock them. I'll be like, great, now you don't follow me. Follow me again if you want, but right now you don't follow me.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
that's
point.
smart.
Yeah, you can clear somebody out
Yeah.
that way. Like if you don't want to follow them and you don't want them seeing you, just go.
A little double tap.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, that's a lot more passive aggressive move. What Gavin's talking about, because when you block them, they know you blocked them. But when they just find out they're not following you anymore, then they have to click follow. They can have the option, and they can click follow, and you'll see it that they followed you. You know that it'll alert you and say, "Oh, so and so followed you back," and then you're like, yeah, you really want to follow me, you prick."
So many sub levels.
We live in the stupidest world.
This is the dumbest conversation.
It
we've
is.
had.
We live in the dumbest world, Barbara. We live in the
We do.
dumbest fucking world.
I feel like, you know, in movies, sometimes it's like a multiverse or like a path in time where everything splits. You can go to the other one. I think the Hillary Trump thing was that split in our lives, and we're in this one, and it's hilarious.
It's
the other
pretty
one's
funny.
the normal one, though. This is
So
the one that you
you-
would visit in a movie.
You said that people that Uber drivers wanted to talk to you about like politics when you were overseas. I felt like I had the exact opposite reaction. Where anytime I met someone down there, like, "Where are you from?" oh, United States, like they would just instantly get silent. Like they did not want to talk about it. They didn't want to hear about it. They were just done with it.
Why didn't you just say Canada?
'Cause I'm not a fucking liar.
I am. No, wait, I actually am from Canada.
Did you see the
I
Canadian
shouldn't
Prime
have to.
Minister?
That's how I feel, Gus. You shouldn't have to. I'm from America. I shouldn't have to say I'm from
Yeah.
Canada.
No, I'm an American. Fuck.
The
It's a full-time job.
the Canadian Prime Minister successfully countered the Trump handshake. Did you see that?
Trump handshake's great.
It's
Wait,
incredible.
what?
Have you ever seen the Trump handshake?
Trump does
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Can I demonstrate it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's also a lot of.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you talking about this thing that he did to Trudeau, where he like did the handshake and then grabbed his shoulder?
Well, he does that. The whole thing is he yanks on people's hands,
Yeah.
but Trudeau like successfully like kept the handshake exactly where it was. He even, I've analyzed the footage. He even had to push occasionally to keep the handshake at a normal thing. He was like going like this.
You
And then it was
analyze the
over.
footage.
There's
Yeah.
a there's a
I
great
was
Twitter
tweeting about it earlier.
there's a great Twitter account called Stats Canada where they post face stats about Canada and about the people there. And they posted something about how Trudeau had been practicing his handshake for the last 5 days in preparation for that.
Trudeau is awesome.
He's great.
He's
He
really
might be the
really
most
great.
famous Canadian Prime Minister in my lifetime.
People just like that dude.
That was an interesting morning to wake up in Australia where, like I woke up, I looked at my phone, and it's like, Trump and Australian Prime Minister, get into fight. Australia scandal. I was like, fuck, like, I just got here.
Yeah.
I just got here, man. Don't fuck this up for me.
I was nervous there was going to be something that happened while we were out of town that would not allow us to get back in, or me at least.
Same
Yeah.
as
Yeah, it's
It's a scary
interesting.
time to travel.
Tis.
Well, no, y'all are okay. Canada and the UK.
We are now.
Well, I have a green card, so I'm okay. But Gavin has a work visa,
That's true.
so they could. I mean, with either of us, we could get denied for really no reason. It's just up to the border guy,
Yeah.
If you
I was
leave-
saying before, I've already
the one
mentally,
border guy,
I've prepared already. I'm ready.
to not be allowed in.
It's not going to happen. I mean, you'll know if it's coming. They're going to go through a lot of groups before they get to you guys.
There were people in the air with green cards who didn't know it was happening, and they got to the border and they were like, "Oh, I can't get in."
Fuck, it's unbelievable, dude.
That's why I was worried,
It's unbelievable.
not to get political again.
I mean, here's my whole take on immigration is that the population of the U.S. is now having children at a rate that's less than the sustainable birth rate, which is 2.2 kids per family.
Right.
And that takes into account like death rate and everything else, or lifespan in that particular country. And in America, I believe it's about 2.2. We are having children at less than that. I think the only demographic group that is still currently at that level or a little bit above it are Hispanics, which is an ever-growing group, but that's part of the reason why. So
Raise
It
the
was-
roof.
the only other way you can gain population in that scenario is immigration.
Yes.
That's literally you get people from somewhere else to come if you're not making the people. So just on a long-term strategy, immigration makes sense. It's always made sense for America, but just even where we are now, long-term, it makes sense to have immigration. Japan's got a huge problem. They have a
I was gonna
population
talk
crisis.
specifically about Japan.
Is it hard
Like,
to
do,
move?
do you think that like we'll reach a point in the future where like the Japanese population is declining so much that they need to have so much immigration that the country of Japan will be inhabited by primarily non-Japanese people?
But you would assume Japan was to keep the Japanese population as much as they can. But
They-
would they just start opening their gates to anyone
I mean,
What do you
to
mean,
get the
just
numbers
anyone?
up?
you have to. Like if
people
nothing
who are
else,
Japanese.
they need people to take care of them when they're elderly. Like as the population continues to age.
Just
The-
earning money in the country to sustain like social services and
Right.
everything, or retirement funds.
The U.S.'s birth rate, like you said, the sustainable birth rate is 2.2 per couple. The United States is at 1.88. Japan is at 1.41.
1.41.
And Germany's even lower. Germany's at 1.38.
Yeah, they'll be fine though.
What was that crap about the tennis game or something with the German national anthem that happened?
Oh
What?
Jesus! I heard about that U.S. Open.
What
That was in
happened?
the US?
I believe it was.
What
I believe
happened?
it was U.S. organizers. I'll
I
look
heard
at
that
the article.
an incorrect version of the German national anthem was sung.
What's an incorrect version? What does that mean? What was it?
The Nazi
The
one.
Nazi one.
What?
Yeah.
Like, but it wasn't a recording that they played. They sang it.
U.S.
Like, someone
Open
sang it live.
Nazi. What is the?
Like the person who usually does like the national anthem somewhere,
Hold
like
on,
the
I'm
one
getting
person
the-
singing,
Yeah,
saying their
well-
own
I don't know
line?
any of the details. I kind of just heard it, overheard it, but
Nazi version of German anthem played before U.S. Germany tennis match.
So it was the new U.S. anthem. Hey.
Hey, look at you.
Trump's America.
The U.S. Tennis Association has apologized Boy, they really skirted the issue with their statement, too. The U.S. Tennis Association has apologized after playing the Nazi-era version of the German national anthem before a match in Hawaii Saturday between American Alison Risk and Germany's Andrea Petkovic at the Fed Cup tournament at the Royal Resort in Maui. Apparently, they cried during it, the German tennis players.
Wow.
Kimball sang all 3 verses of Deutschlandland.
Oh my God!
Which is translated the Song of Germany.
How do they not stop it or interrupt it?
I don't know.
Fuck.
I don't know.
It makes me think of like when those athletes from Kazakhstan won that competition. They started playing the Borat theme.
Yeah.
So the worst part is this
That's what I
opera
thought he was
singer is
talking
now
about at
like
first.
he's now on every video of him singing this Nazi theme.
So what were the lyrics? What is the difference in the lyrics?
But I don't know.
It doesn't say.
Oh, here's the tweet from the United States Tennis Association. The USTA extends a sincere apology to the German Fed Cup team and fans for the outdated national anthem.
That's putting it mildly.
This mistake will not occur again. Outdated. That's it. Just outdated.
I want to know the lyrics.
Germany, Germany, above all else in the world, when for protection and defense, it always stands brotherly together.
Kill the Jews, kill the Jews, kill the Jews, kill the Jews. Kill the Jews.
German women, German loyalty, German wine, German song shall retain in the world their old beautiful chime and inspire us to noble deeds during all of our life. Unity and justice and freedom for the German fatherland. Towards these, let us all strive brotherly with heart and hand. Unity, I mean...
So that's the Nazi one?
That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's just all about keeping it
Oddly
German.
enough, it ends with the New York Times is a terrible publication. Mark Cuban sucks. Very bad. Who knew? Who knew? Nazis had it figured out way before the rest of us.
We get a lot of comments on videos. Understandably, I mean, people want to watch our stuff to escape politics, and we've like been political recently. But it is interesting to wake up every day to like a new, just immense piece of news
New
that
top
the president
headline.
We
did.
live in
It's like,
very political times.
and I don't want to talk about it either. But it's just like, oh, look what he did today. Oh my God. And that's what people talk about that day. And you end up just like, it becomes a part of your life, and then it bleeds into videos.
Yeah,
But
I
I guess
have-
we should try and not do it.
I have a... No, fuck that. We talk about it all the time.
It's just like,
We talk about. Don't start a new political
I think
podcast.
it's up to everyone
Talk about it every
individually.
fucking week. I have a subscription to the New York Times, and the New York Times mobile app is the most depressing app in the world. Anytime my phone buzzes, I'm like, oh fuck. Oh,
Another dumb thing happening.
it's just always like bad news.
Yeah,
And,
I've
and
got
it's funny. John Oliver did a joke about it last night on his show. He's like, he said that he was happy when he's got the alert that Mary Tyler Moore died.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Like,
Something else.
That's not terrible.
Just a
Like,
regular day.
yeah.
Hard to
It's
believe
not
there was
terrible.
It's like,
it's terrible for one family, I guess.
right, yeah.
hard
Not
to
the
believe
whole
there was
planet.
a point in time when we were all hoping that 2016 was going to end. Like we couldn't wait to get to 2017.
And we're here.
Everyone just kept saying, "Can't wait for this year to be over." What a terrible year! It's like
All-
this is like the canary in the cage.
All that this year has taught me, and I think it's a valuable lesson, is that all the stuff, all the ideals that you're raised with and all the constants in your life, they're never constant. They can, like, everything that your life is based on can be undone at any point, really.
No, it's very true. It's very true.
I always just think of it as like, oh, remember when that was, remember when women could vote? That's awesome. But, women could easily not be allowed to vote for whatever reason. It's not going to happen.
There's
but
a lot of things that are in jeopardy
anything could
for
be
a lot of people
undone.
right now. Yep. Got to make sure them courts keep us safe.
So there's a thing that happens every time, and I feel like you bring it up more than anybody else, Gus, when we talk about blocking people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, because I know Gavin doesn't bring it up, but Gus, you like to do it a lot. In fact, you block people you don't even know. Or
I just go to
had
Twitter. I
ever
look at the new
interacted with.
accounts and I block.
every time we mention blocking on Twitter, there is a rash of people that will like message you saying, "Block me, block me, block me, block me." It's like that is just try not to be completely uncool. Like that is just it's just like don't hit the bottom of the barrel if you can possibly avoid that. It's really lame. And
know
no,
that-
we're not going to block you.
You know
so.
that your Twitter account isn't something you have to deal with if you don't want to.
I know that. No, listen. Twitter
bung
in general.
your phone away.
Talking about the politics thing. Well, I look on Twitter here a lot of times for live stream comments, and I look in there and on the site as well. But Twitter in general, I get the idea. I get this notion. I don't think it's fair to tell people who are in entertainment you shouldn't be talking about politics, especially when it's usually conservative people. When the liberals in Hollywood say stuff, but 2 of the last 4 conservative presidents in this country were entertainers. Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan. It's an actor and a reality show star. It's like they voted to the highest level of the office, people who were talking about politics while working in entertainment. So it's really funny to me. It's like when people say people in entertainment shouldn't talk about politics, but at the same time, I have to recognize that I enjoy Twitter significantly less than I used to, you know?
Because of what's going on right now with politics.
Yeah, I really do. And it's like, you know, these things are happening. I think we should. I liked at the beginning part of 2017 that 2017 was looking like a year of action versus a year of emotion, where 2016 was just like everyone's emotions. They thought their emotions were so important, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's like we realize that action really does take precedence over emotion. And so, but I don't know. I think there's an inevitable drawback to just our thoughts and our likes are going to change the world.
It's easy to get lazy about it.
It's easy to get lazy, yeah.
I, for one, am going to be voting for Queen Beyonce in 2020.
I'll be voting for Steve Harper.
For the first time ever in
Yeah.
my life, I have called my my congressman.
Yeah, I did too.
I've called my congressman. I've called my senators.
Is it an answer phone?
No, someone actually answers. It's not them, of course. It's like someone in their
What
office.
did you call about?
I called about immigration because my congressman is one of the people who wrote the immigration executive order, the immigration ban.
Really?
Yeah. So I called in reference to that.
Did you say, hey, I don't like you now?
And I said
Don't
I
do that.
expressed my
Thanks.
my displeasure with his stance and told him as one of his constituents I hoped he would change his stance on that policy.
And you got to think of a call to your congressman's office as being the same as writing about 1,000 emails.
Oh yeah, emails and tweets don't do shit.
Yeah,
You gotta
those
call.
Get ignored.
Weird.
Call or write a real letter.
How far behind are each of you?
With a pen?
Yeah.
Or pencil. Actually,
How
not
far
pen.
behind are all of you on email at this point after Australia, New
I
Zealand?
I got 7.
Oh.
What?
I'm down to 7.
I had
That's crazy.
Wi-Fi on the flight back, so I did tons of email. It was
Gosh,
great.
I had Wi-Fi on an international flight for the first time in my life. I don't know how everyone else has managed to get Wi-Fi on international flights. I've never, ever had it.
Because I fly United.
I guess.
I had it on
guess.
American.
I
I,
guess-
I was tweeting about how I was watching the Super Bowl live, completely over the middle of the Pacific
How are you
Ocean.
watching the Super Bowl?
Because the plane had live TV as
Live
well.
TV?
I was just like on the internet and watching TV on a seat above the ocean.
Is
That's
this
awesome.
This is before or after you sent me that video of you in business class?
That was after. I'd already recorded that video because that was before we took off.
Gavin sent me a video of him. It
Because
was in
Barbara
business
found out
class?
I got the upgrade to business class, so she was like, "Can you make a video documenting your experience in business class?"
And it was just Gavin filming his feet completely stretched out over his little footrest,
Yeah, it was
kicking
like
his feet.
a 7-second video. I was like, "This is my leg room." and then
then
I
he-
turned, and there was like that flappy door with the mirror,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just framed it so you could see my smug face in the mirror.
And then he did his.
Yeah, it was a good video.
All right, it's time to wrap this up.
Let me pause for just 1 second.
Man,
Make
that
sure I cover
podcast was
everything.
really short for some reason.
I just loaded up the podcast by accident. Pink.
Oh my
Pink.
god.
Are you watching the podcast on the podcast?
Yeah, I normally have it muted when I'm checking comments.
What if we
but-
just put the camera at the laptop and just continued from that version?
hold on, butts.
Hold on, let's let him look at his list.
Let me see. I gotta go through my list to make sure I got to everything I want to talk about. I've been on the podcast since we changed the times. I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Did you miss me? Oh, people are asking
I
Gus.
was out last week too.
Gus,
What?
shall we release the RTX Sydney podcast? And my vote is no.
No.
That was not a good setup for the podcast.
No.
Everyone was standing.
It was not good.
It was hot and sweaty and loud.
There
Could
were
barely hear anything.
Better venues. Than
We
that.
couldn't even hear each other very well.
No, that was. I would say we're not going to release the RTX Sydney podcast. You can probably watch it on the Twitch
Yeah.
stream,
On the
It's on the
yeah.
Twitch stream.
and probably don't do that because it wasn't our best podcast. I wouldn't say. You know,
You got much more entertainment.
I think
all
it was
of the
our
ones-
absolute
Although I
best,
did learn about
100%.
slip, slap, slop.
That's
flip,
true.
slap, slap.
I
right,
think
but that's
all
very
of-
Australian.
All of the ones in the actual big rooms, like the arena-sized rooms, were really good. Like,
Yeah.
That was good audio in there. But out on the floor,
It's too much going
it
on.
was doo-doo.
None of my reminders are worked. I'm trying to do this thing now where I dictate to Siri
So
stuff I want to talk about.
who are we gonna
We gotta
who are we
end.
gonna hire for the pizza sphere next week?
We'll figure it out. I think we should get Jordan Swears on it.
Why?
You have to.
He's a pizza.
He's a pizza guy.
Pizza guy.
Yeah, but
We'll talk.
I don't want Jordan on the podcast until he animates himself.
All right.
I don't understand.
You're out of
any
time.
this.
Thanks
I
for
don't-
watching, everyone.
None of this makes any
What
sense.
don't you understand?
Love you.
Bye.